Hello, listeners, and welcome to episode 247 of the Nigerian Football Wiki podcast. Me, your host, Olu. Okay, sorry about the slight delay. Sorry about that. As I mentioned on the last episode, I was in Istanbul to watch Victor Osimhen. And honestly, it's been a whirlwind, I guess you could say, 36 hours. So just trying to get up to speed. Shout out to you, Adeola. Shout out to everybody on the live stream. Shout out to the old community. Welcome to another episode. Of course, hope everybody had a great weekend. Hope everyone's doing good, feeling good, all that good stuff. Of course, we know Man United are 1-0 up. Casemiro scored the goal. So watching that in the corner as well. Just before I start again, thanks again for all the support and all the opportunities that you guys have brought my way. I do not take it for granted. We're on the road to 20K. We should soon hit 12K. I'm pretty sure of that. And then we will get there in and then you can join as a member. Exactly, Adeola. I didn't even know who Bernice was and some of these people, but I met them yesterday. I didn't realize how famous some of them were, especially on Twitter. But much love to Victor Osimhen for all the love shown, and I'm gonna get into it anyway. But yeah, honestly, what a great experience. Of course, we know how the game went. Galatasaray absolutely destroyed Fenerbahçe, and I have to say that's probably the best atmosphere of a match I've ever been in my life. You know, and then to now top it off, Osimhen scored and they won the game and they pretty much clinched the title. Just watch out for the match day vlog. It's coming soon. That's all I'll say. It's coming very, very soon. I show a lot of content. So hopefully we'll be able to see that on social media channels and also on YouTube for your listening pleasure. It's not every day you get to watch the big Istanbul derby between the two biggest clubs in Turkey. And I know I banged on about the atmosphere in Morocco, but this one was like 5 times the level of what the Moroccans did at AFCON. I was blown away at the way they support their club. Honestly, it was something special. So we'll get into that, of course, and I have a few things to show everybody about the game. Lord, Adeola, did you tell Sane to beg Pep? I didn't even see the video where the Santi guy said it, but the funny thing is, like a minute earlier, I asked Sane, I told him I was an Arsenal fan, and I was like, bro, it's our time to win the league, and he just shrugged it off. But I didn't record that comment, but it was really good to see Sane as well. And Osimhen is really the king of Turkey. Bro. Once they know Osimhen in some way, shape, or form, and you're Nigerian, the way things will just be happening for you. And you have Turkey and Morocco remind me of I would say they're like what Nigeria would be like if we had a functioning society to our standard. Like a lot of things are well, the infrastructure is good, but you can still see that they have that like undercurrent side. Like if you know the right people, things will happen for you. Some people will cheat. Maybe some seats, there were not enough seats for everybody in the stadium. So even the way we're watching the match was interesting. But you know what I mean? Like if you know the right people, things can happen for you. And honestly, because of Victor Osimhen, I want to thank him so much for all the opportunities and what he did for us in terms of getting us access to the match and also being so personable and hospitable to give us his time to watch the game and also give us just his time, meet us. He even said, "Oh, Luna, you be this." I said, "Wow, Victor Osimhen knows me. Wow, that's amazing." And he was saying he appreciates all the stuff we do for the channel and how we support him. And I was just telling him how amazing he is and how all what he does for us is really, really amazing. And his influence is just beyond anything we can comprehend. And see how humble he is and how kind he is to everybody. It's just amazing to see. So shout out to VO9. Roaster said, where can we watch the match online? Find illegal channels now. I'm watching it on Sky Sports here in the corner. But that's the best I can do. Oh, Unity Cup streaming. I'm not sure where yet. When the time comes, we'll feed that information out. But I'm hoping NFF. Are you seeing now? They say where can we watch Unity Cup when it comes? It's still in May, so I hope you're at least sorting out broadcasting deals. The match is being played at Charlton, the Valley, so we know they will have broadcasting facilities. So NFF, please, in the name of Jesus, please sort it out. I'm begging you. I'm begging you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's crack on with the show. Let me try and keep it concise because I will spend a lot of time on Victor Osimhen. First of all, I just want to show the hospitality of VO9 towards Oloke and what we're doing on this channel, man. Roaster said it's live right now. Unity Cup is not live right now. Unity Cup is in May. Sorry, someone misinformed you, my bro. Unity Cup is in like end of May. It's not right now. Man United are playing right now. They're beating Brentford 1-0. Casemiro scored. But yeah, here's my official memorabilia from the big Istanbul derby. So you can see Osimhen pull some strings for your boy. Galatasaray Fener. And most importantly, just to show you the kind of person Osimhen is, look at what Osimhen gave me, man. Where is it? Let me show you guys. Side Vionet to Olu. Talk to me nice. Yesterday's price is not today's price. What do you mean, Victor Osimhen stood there, sign my jersey? I will have the video of that one, so don't worry. So this one, we're going to have to frame it and put it somewhere there. Let it hang with JJ. So at least we came back with amazing souvenirs as well. And just a fantastic experience, honestly. Amazing, amazing, amazing. This past week has been one of the best of my life, I have to admit, you know. And shout out to community because you guys that make these things possible as well, as I always remind you guys. So, how did the game go? Watch out for the vlog. You see all the information there. But guys, this match was absolute cinema. Like, when you say Istanbul derby, you have to experience it. Like, I now understand what they mean. Like, even getting into the stadium, if you see the traffic, getting back to the airport at like 2 a.m., there was still traffic because the Istanbul derby was going on. Entering the match, it was filled to the brim. When I say not a single seat was free in the entire stadium, I'm telling you, they had the Fenerbahçe fans cooped up in one spot right up there. Once the match started, minute one, the Galatasaray fans were bouncing. If you see the energy, I mean jumping. Like, bro, the way they have all these songs and they support their clubs, when they're winning, one section will sing one song, the other section will respond. Then every time they scored, first of all, did you see Fenerbahçe missed the penalty in the first 6 minutes? The stadium was going crazy. Man, the ref was, I don't even know how he played that game. But then very quickly, of course, first half, I must say, Galatasaray were a bit in the mud. Like when you look at the defensive lapses, like their high line is so high, and with a much more efficient attacking opponent, they could have easily conceded in that first half, I must say. But when your attacking quality is not of that high level, and then Marco Asensio was out injured for the game, so they just missed that extra spark of quality to really put the ball into the net. And of course, that's where Jaya Olusosun rises. Because what did Osimhen do? The match is tied 0-0 just before halftime. I'm sure you've all seen the goal online. What did Osimhen do? Corner kick again. And Osimhen must be one of the most dexterous players in the world in terms of his agility and being able to manipulate his body in flow. Osimhen, he literally uses his head to chest the ball. So the ball drops on his head and he uses his knee to like knee the ball past the goalkeeper to make it 1-0 just before halftime. The roar in the stadium, I cannot do it justice, man. I'm telling you, like, the feeling, rah! Like, everyone just went crazy. Like, Victor Osimhen is really the king of that country, man. I'm telling you. And if you see the joy in everyone's face, Osimhen now took his time to, like, take in the moment. Second year in Galatasaray, about to clinch the league title. And, of course, them winning the match yesterday basically means the title is done. They need one more point from their last 3 games, and it's pretty much done and dusted. And then you see the aura. And then the song start. They go la 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 la, and everyone's singing. They'll play the music for like a good 2 minutes. Then they'll now do the whole Victor Osimhen, Victor. I said, wow, what experience, what experience, what experience. Shout out to Ege if you see this, by the way, Galatasaray's press officer. What a lovely man. Took his time to really sort me out and make sure I got into the stadium and just took good care of me. So I really want to say a big thank you to him. Shout out to Tife as well, Osimhen's right hand Tife was very instrumental in pulling the strings to make me get to Istanbul. I mean, get a ticket to Istanbul. Everything else I did myself. But to get to the match, you get. So really, really want to say a big thank you to everybody for the hospitality. After that goal, that was also his 20th goal of the season, of course. So yet again, even with how many games he's missed, he's now hit 20 goals yet again. I mean, this guy is just a goal-scoring machine. And when you look at the energy he even had after the game, still took the time out to talk to people. I cannot, I don't have enough superlatives to praise Victor Osimhen, honestly. Like, that's the honest truth. Second half started, and they even thought they scored. Lucas Torreira thought he made it 2-0, but he was offside slightly. Yet again, they did all the singing. Everybody went crazy. And then what happened? The only thing I'll say is the officiating in the Turkish league is very interesting. Because I don't know, go and watch the highlights. If you see the red card they gave to Ederson, oh my God. The referee awarded Galatasaray a penalty. And Ederson already had a yellow card. And you know when the goalkeeper tries to intimidate the striker and then goes up to like stand near him. And then the referee's like, move back, move back, move back. But Ederson is just moving back slowly. All of a sudden, the referee brandishes a yellow card and gives him a red. And I'm like, referees, the game is not about you. Stop making yourselves the center of attention. We always hear about Turkish referees. And honestly, I can understand because I thought that yellow card given to Edison was a farce, which means they now had to have their backup goalkeeper come on the pitch to then try and save the penalty from Yilmaz. But Barry Yilmaz. But Barry Yilmaz dispatched the penalty and it was 2-0. And then Fenerbahçe, honestly, that sucked the life out of them. And then Lucas Torreira was there to finally score his third goal and to finally end the contest as a tie for good. And that was it. Galatasaray won the match 3-0. The Fenerbahçe players started losing their heads. I'm sure you saw the clips at the end of the game where one Fenerbahçe player tried to fight Osimhen. I know Osimhen will punch him, I'm not going to lie, but everything calmed down. And most importantly, seeing the celebrations in Galatasaray. Osimhen was like, oh, Lou, you need to be coming to the games because I told him about when I came to Naples 3 years ago to watch him win the Scudetto. And I'll say it every time I come and watch him, he always wins and scores a big goal. That's just the character of the man. What a brilliant, brilliant human being. So, yet again, he's won the title, job done, in a big game clincher as well. And then the celebration started. When I say a party, I mean a party. Osimhen was on the pitch dancing, took the little boy's hat. Obviously, his family's around. Everyone, all the Galatasaray players, their family go onto the pitch, and everyone's just celebrating ecstatic. They do the dance in the middle, and then the Galatasaray fans. Oh my God. Everything I'm trying to get Nigerians to care about our national team, we can learn from the Turks. If you see the way the Turks love their national team, I met a guy, Olchan. Shout out to Olchan from Dusseldorf. If you see this, my brother, shout out to you. He flew from Dusseldorf just to watch the match. Do you know how many Galatasaray fans I saw in the stadium going with me and flying back? They could not miss the opportunity to miss that game. I asked him if Turkey and Germany are playing, who do you support? He was like, come on, Turkey, come on. And I want Nigerians to get that thing. Yes, a big factor is the fact that the Turkish league is so important to all Turks. Everybody has a team, whether it's Galatasaray, Beşiktaş, Trabzonspor. Everywhere I went, everybody's got a team that they support. And obviously, we need to get our league to that. Even me, I'll go and support Sporting Lagos or one of the other ones. But honestly, like, we have a lot we can learn. Mind you, this is a country that have not made a World Cup for 24 years. This USA World Cup is their first World Cup since 2002 when they came third. But yet, you will never hear a Turkish person tell you, we don't support our country. We don't like them. Their masters are failures. Oh, they've lost the semi-final. Waiting concern me with bronze. No, they support at all times. And you could feel the energy. You could feel the passion in that stadium. Honestly, it was brilliant. Like, honestly, my heart was already full with all the content I was able to get. And then Tife was able to help me get backstage to go to the family room. And then I met Victor Osimhen, Leroy Sané, even his family. I gave his daughter a high five. Like, honestly, Osimhen is just the best guy. Like, honestly, I just want to say a big thank you to him and his entire crew. Shout out to the guys I also met. Larry, Bernice. I'll be honest, I'm not as familiar with all these guys because everyone was like, I don't know this Larry guy. I was like, I'm not sure. But they were really lovely people, and shout out to them for all the amazing stuff they're doing as well. So honestly, fantastic day out. Got to meet the big man himself, got my jersey signed. I'll put all of that in the vlog as well with Sane, and just lovely. Obviously, I forgot to tell him that he should come and sign for Arsenal, but by God's grace, the time will come. But a lovely, lovely, lovely day out. And what this now means is that Victor Osimhen is, of course, a stand-up performer of the week. They beat Fenerbahçe 3-0. And now they're on the verge of Osimhen's second title in Turkey in 2 seasons and Osimhen's third league title of his career already. Love for that post he posted just to remind people about his championship credentials. And honestly, I was just in awe being able to see him. Like, obviously, I respect myself, but football is my passion. And seeing your country's biggest superstar, I just seen how humble he is. Wow. Victor Osimhen, VO9, VO45. We there for you for life, my brother. I promise you, man. Wherever you go, we'll go. I'm telling you, man, because he didn't have to do that. What an amazing, amazing, amazing individual, man. I'm telling you. And honestly, I'm just grateful. So that was me yesterday, and that was Victor Osimhen in the game between Galatasaray and Fenerbahçe. Shout out to Charles on. I'll get to that very soon. I have a few comments for everybody who's listening. Pleasure. So Osimhen, of course, when you clinch the title, that is a massive, massive achievement. Another person who had a very good weekend was Umar Sadiq. He scored for the second game in a row. And his goal proved to be the winner for Valencia and the 2-1 win over Girona on Saturday. Valencia are now 12th in the league, and they're 5 points above relegation zone with 5 games to go. So as Valencia are going this way, you guys already know the team I hate the most in Spain, Sevilla. We'll get to those bombs very soon. Also, shout out to Frank the Tank Onyeka. Over the weekend, his team Coventry finally lifted the championship title as they returned to the Premier League for the first time in 25 years. It was emotional to see Frank Lampard speak to the crowd. I have to admit, the Coventry fans have been through a lot when you compare what they've been through to other fans. They've had to move arena. They were not even sure that they would have their stadium. There was a time they even had to sign an agreement with the owners to try and like subsidize some kind of ticket payments. So this season, for example, next season in the Premier League, there will be a section of Coventry fans who will not have to pay for their season tickets as their reward for saving the club when they were going through the bad times. And to now add to it, Frank Onyeka got an assist in that game as they beat Wrexham by 3-1. This result has won them the league, and what an amazing achievement for Coventry. And you people know me. I am so excited to have Frank Onyeka back in the Prem. Frank, please, championship never, Premier League forever. Thank you very much. God bless you. Also, who had a great game over the weekend? The Nottingham Forest boys. Did you guys see them on Friday? Oh my God. I'm so glad I put Gibbs White to my FPL team. I knew he had something for me. I love behold, he delivered. That was an absolute masterclass by Nottingham Forest and the perfect tonic for the Europa League semi-final game against Aston Villa on Thursday. 5-0 at the Stadium of Light. Even the most optimistic Nottingham Forest fan would not have predicted that result. That's just the honest truth. And they put them to the sword. It was an exhibition of football. Ola Aina even got in on the action. Ola Aina even took a shot that led to one of the goals, almost like the pre-assist for one of the goals. Tella, when he came off the bench on Friday, and you saw his assist for Leo Anderson to make it 5-0. You've seen the way he caught that defender. I think he was trying to shoot the ball, but the ball went a bit further than him, and Anderson just had to pass the ball into the net. And Anderson, what a player, by the way. And Gibbs White, what a player, by the way. So shout out to Nottingham Forest. I think that's pretty much made it done and dusted for staying in the Premier League, I have to admit. And now they can just face Aston Villa. The two Premier League clubs that have not necessarily been Champions League clubs in recent times, but they've both won the Champions League in the past, Nottingham Forest and Villa. So I'm rooting for one of them to win the Europa League. We know Villa are pretty much already done in terms of qualifying for the Champions League, but imagine Nottingham Forest getting to the Champions League. Me, I'm selfish. I want my Nigerian players playing in the champs. So Nottingham Forest boys, I'm with you on Thursday, and let's get the job done. Let's see what going. Also, another player I've been clamoring about and hoping for better news for him since starting for Leverkusen again. Nathan Tella got an assist over the weekend. Yes, he's still waiting for his first goal of the season, but in a crucial win, Leverkusen beat Cologne by 2-1, and he got the assist on Saturday. That result now takes them to just 2 points behind Stuttgart, who are fourth in the Bundesliga, and Leverkusen have just 3 games to catch up and overtake. There is a possibility that the 5th team in Germany will end up having a Champions League spot because of how Germany are performing in the Champions League and European competitions, and they still have Freiburg in the Europa League, Bayern Munich in the Champions League. I'm not sure if they have a Conference League team, but it's neck and neck between Germany and Spain. So whatever way, Leverkusen, just make sure you get as close to 4th. If you end up dropping down to 5th and it comes through, let's see what happens. You get what I'm saying? So I'm just happy for Nathan Tella. That's another player that needs to be playing in the Unity Cup. He needs to come and get the reps in Nigeria. We know you're a good player. We've seen it happen, but you've never had a run with the Super Eagles. You've had 1 cap. So nobody's aware of your quality like we are. So Nathan Tella, I want to see you at the Unity Cup. Another person who had a fantastic week is, and this one made me very, very happy, I must say, Tochukwu Nnadi. Tochukwu Nnadi started his first game for Marseille over the weekend. And guess what? Tochukwu Nnadi got his first assist in his first ever start for Marseille. Since his move in January, he assisted Pierre-Emerick Højbjerg's goal to open the scoring against Nice. Annoyingly, after it was subbed off, we already know about Marseille's bummy behavior. Eliwai, who played for Marseille before, scored a late penalty to draw the game and make it 1-1. The annoying thing, I'll say, start with the good. The good is Tochukwu Nnadi played very well. I saw a lot of compliments about his performance for Marseille. I've already told you positives. Marseille are the second biggest club in France, whether anybody likes it or not. And that pressure is one I like our players to be dealing with. And then for him to have such an exceptional game and then also get an assist in his first start, that can only be good omens. Now, the negative, Marseille are a basket case of a club. They had Champions League pretty much done and dusted. And now they have become such a bummy team at losing the Champions League spots, especially with how well Lyon are performing. Because Lyon won their third straight game in a row. And now Marseille are 4 points off Lyon in third place, which guarantees you an automatic spot for the Champions League. Fourth place does guarantee you Champions League as well. But like I said, Lille are also on 57 points and Rennes are on 56 points. Lyon, Lille, Rennes, Marseille, and Monaco were the 6 teams in the mix. I mean, with the 5 teams in the mix for that final third place spot. And then one of them is going to get into the Champions League qualifiers. But Marseille are making things a bit too difficult for themselves because they're now 4 points behind Lyon and Lille. And there's only 3 games to go. So can we guarantee that Lyon and Lille will not perform well? When you look at Lyon, Lille, and Rennes' current form, Rennes have won 4 games in a row. Lyon have won 3 games in a row. Endrick is looking class again. Lille have literally won 4 of their last 5 games, and the other game was a draw. So you have to say that it's looking very likely that Marseille will end up in the Conference League, because only 5th place gets into the Europa League from the French League. So that's the negative, but ultimately, Tochukwu is still at the start of his career, so there's a lot of good for us to watch and monitor. So let's see how it continues. I thought he was absolutely incredible and really, really good to see. Another person who had a fantastic week, literally a few days after I messaged him to congratulate him on his exceptional performances and to keep going, Isaac James, the left back at Alverca, he sent me a lovely message back saying thanks for the support and let's keep shining and all of that. He's another person I hope is invited for the Unity Cup. But Isaac James had his best performance for Alverca of the season on Friday. They beat Aruca by 2-1. Highest rated player across any platform that you check. A few weeks ago, he got an assist against the league leaders as well, against Sporting Lisbon. He's definitely one for the future because he's just 21 years old. 21. Depth football. In this game, he had 1 tackle, 6 clearances, 3 headed clearances, 2 interceptions, 5 recoveries, and was only dribbled past once in the full 90 minutes. So a really exceptional performance as a defender and just showing his contribution. And he's also very good at going forward. So he's another player that we should continue to see on our radar and we continue to praise and see how he's going to get on. Now, this was a real bonanza week for Nigerian players. David Moses, the central midfielder for Slavia Prague. Another person that I think will be very unlucky not to be caught up for the Unity Cup. David Moses started the game for Slavia Prague as they continue their run towards the Czech Republic title. We know that the Czech division will get a spot in the qualifiers because they're a bit too low in terms of the UEFA coefficient. But my word, Slavia Prague are doing a great job of finishing the league. Honestly, it has to be said. David Moses, this match was 1-1 against Sigma Olomouc. And in its 3rd minute, if you see this fantastic shot, David Moses shot into the back of the net from outside the box. Honestly, go and watch the highlights. That's all I'll say. And this is a player that we've been tracking. He's played Champions League mate. He started Champions League games this season. At least 6 games he started in Champions League. He's in the same club as Igor Ogbo, Samuel Esife, the right back I'm talking about. And we have a young number 10 that's 18 years old, Mubarak Suleiman. He's not playing as many minutes right now, but he's one for the future, it must be said. So Slavia Prague are very important to the current tapestry of the Nigeria Super Eagles in terms of the future. So let's keep monitoring them and let's see how Czech Republic, how they get on as they run towards the title. And look, I like winners. We'll do our end of season overview of everybody who's won a title and then we'll call it out. But David Moses, shout out to you for a fantastic, fantastic performance. And finally, I wanted to highlight Chiamaka Nnadozie. I know it's not every time I mention the women's club performances. But Chiamaka Nnadozie made 4 saves over the weekend for Brighton as they beat Manchester City by 3-2 to literally keep alive the title race between Man City and Arsenal in the WSL. I mean, she was just exceptional. It was her first game back from the break when the NFF did not organize any friendly games for them. We must never forget those useless people. And before that, she kept clean sheets in a 2-0 win over Arsenal in the FA Cup. So this is a club that are doing much better than you even expected. I've already told you guys, Chiamaka Nnadozie is definitely one of the best goalkeepers in the world. But this is what I always say about English buyers. They were not even watching enough of our exploits at Paris FC. Go and look at the goal Arsenal scored. The goals Arsenal scored against Lyon's women in the Champions League semi-final yesterday. You cannot tell me Chiamaka Nnadozie is not better than that Lyon goalkeeper. It's not possible. She's easily one of the best 1 or 2 goalkeepers in WSL as well. And I hope that she can make that step up to a better team. In fact, we know she can make the step up. They just need to believe in her talent and sign her up. That's literally what it is. So Chiamaka Nnadozie, I wanted to praise you for your performance. Man City may likely still win the title, but it keeps alive the hope for Arsenal as well. Because if Arsenal win all their games in hand, they'll only be, I think, 2 points behind Man City. But there's only 3 games to go or 2 games to go. So it's very unlikely. So I just wanted to call that out and her exceptional performance. By the way, anybody that's watching, Man United have made it 2-0. Benjamin Šeško, Bruno Fernandes assists, so good for FPL points. I'm sure we all captain Bruno Fernandes if you play FPL. So those are the stand-up performance for the week. Just to go through the Starboy of the week, then I'll go through the comments. Starboy of the week. So this week, I'm going to get the bronze medal to be shared by 2 players. Tochukwu Nadi for getting his first assist in his first start for Marseille in their 1-1 draw against Nice at the Stade Velodrome. Very important performance from him and very, very key. So love for that and long may a good performance continue. Like I said, Marseille, big pressure. We cannot comprehend what that is like. It's why I mentioned the thing about even Osimhen at Galatasaray, these kind of clubs. Can you imagine Onyeka at Olympiacos, the pressure in the stadium, all these things, and still delivering? That's amazing to see. Also, I want to give a joint bronze medal to Olaino and Taiwo Awoniyi for partaking in the team's 5-0 thrashing of Sunderland. Olaino was exceptional in this match, not put a foot wrong. I don't know if you saw his post where he wore dirty black Air Forces, and he was saying that he was standing on business. So in the UK, there's a whole thing about black Air Forces. If anyone's wearing black Air Forces, they're there for something serious or like something grimy or greasy. Like they're not there for games. It's not something you wear when you're wearing a cute outfit to like go to the dance or go for dinner. It's like, tough times. So Olaino was saying that he meant serious business. And honestly, when your team then wins 5-0 away at the Stadium of Light, it's not like Sunderland have been bums. Nah, that was an exceptional performance. And then Taiwo Awoniyi, when you see the way the whole team love him, and he's now getting goal contributions in this pivotal end of the season for Nottingham Forest, even without him being in the Europa League squad, you have to give both of them credit. So all 3 of them will share the bronze medal for this week. Silver medal, we're going to get a shared as well. Umar Sadiq for scoring a goal in the winner for Valencia against Girona over the weekend. Scored for a second straight game, and now Valencia are pretty much done and dusted in terms of safety from relegation. So shout out to Umar Sadiq. He's also been one of our better performing strikers this season. I mean, the bar is not too high compared to our big dogs like Osimhen. But when you look at Sadiq's low-key performance for Valencia, and it's still La Liga, he must be given his credit, I must say. And also David Moses for scoring the winning goal for Slavia Prague in the 2-1 win over Sigma Olamoik yesterday, scoring an absolute fantastic banger of a goal from outside the box to make it 2-1 and drive Slavia Prague an inch closer towards yet again another league title. But gold medal of the week, bias or no bias, it's not even bias. Remove bias and hospitality. It can only go to one man only. VO Man himself. With the title on the line, playing against your fiercest rivals in the big eternal derby, you put your country, you put your club on your back yet again. It's a cagey start to the game. Fenerbahçe look like they may rise, but yet again, who is the game breaker and who scores the pivotal important goal? Victor James Osimhen with a fantastic goal from a corner where he was able to chest the ball with his head. I know that is the wrong turn of phrase, but I'm trying to explain what he did. And then use his knee to knee the ball past the goalkeeper to make it 1-0. And then you feel the aura and the joy. And then being in the stadium, present to see a bouncing Rams puck celebrate their hero. Then they end up beating them 3-0. After they even Fenerbahçe miss a penalty and then see all the celebrations and then to take the time to show us love. VO9. Now, we're forever loyal to your ministry, superstar. So, Victor Osimhen, you are the Starboy of the week, superstar of the highest order and caliber, and thank you for the hospitality, Ijaya Olushosu. So that's it for Starboy of the week. It's also halftime in the Man United game. We already knew this match was a procession. To be honest, I predicted 2-0, so I'm pretty happy with my predictions. Okay, let me go through a few comments. Guys, I hope you've liked the video. We know Osimhen now. Please, let's be liking the video so it can be seen. And he says he sees all the content we drop. That's amazing, man. I mean, it helps that it follows me. I'm so humble. But honestly, it's the community, man. Look at where we started. Look where we are. And look at where we're going, guys. Can you imagine if we made the bloody World Cup? NFF is me and you, I swear. I will never leave you people. Useless guys. So anyway, comments. Charles said the way Eric Shell is secretly building for AFCON 2027. Thanks for that comment, Charles. I'm about to go through a possible Unity Cup picks section now. Adela said, please, NFF shut out Monsieur Shell's contract. I agree. I think they said he has 1 more year left, but if they don't want Nigerians to rain courses on them, they better sort that out with immediate alacrity. Charles says they are playing the long game. Very foolish people. Shebi Diko knows how to stop protests. Don't he go and learn? I'm tired of these guys. Guys, go and get a PVC. That's all I'll say. Go and vote. Can't keep complaining. We complain, but nothing is changing. Man, shout out to everybody. Charles says, Frank has been assisting and scoring lately. I know, pivotal player. Go where I loved, but make sure he's in the Premier League. And Frank Onyeka is already he's a Premier League level player, let's be honest. He just didn't work out for him in Brentford, though. The current manager, it just wasn't his cup of tea. Because when they loaned him to Aalborg 2 years ago or last year, I was like, what's going on here? But Frank the Tank, we're looking forward to you being back. Irene Emmanuel, thank you for the kind words. Irene Emmanuel says, Olu, I love your jersey, like the warm yellow brightness. Yeah, this is the kit that our Super Falcons wore at the last World Cup where we beat Australia and we drew against Canada and drew against Ireland, and we're unlucky to lose on penalty shootouts to England wearing this jersey. I saw a clip of Millie Bright, 2 of the players from the England national team, talking about the most difficult match they ever played in their England career. They said it was Nigeria at the World Cup with all the vim, the energy, the way we played tactically. And what did NFF do? They let Randy Waldrum go because he was holding them to account. And what have we seen from Super Falcons since then? 3 losses out of 3 at the Olympics because they did not give them adequate preparation. And thankfully, they won the last AFCON despite the NFF. So I wanted to just highlight these things because I'm not even sure how many Nigerians even know that this kit was created specifically for the women's team. Because, of course, you cannot buy anybody's name on the kit. So shout out to you, but this is the last time we watched any of our teams play in a World Cup. And guess what? They did well, relatively, losing to the eventual finalists on penalties. So NFF, well done. Oh. They've been sitting down for the last 2 weeks because of your uselessness. That's why they're 38th in the world. But shout out to you, Emmanuel, for that comment. Thank you. Toby Wells says, Femi Aziv's quite a good player. Will be in the Unity Cup. I agree, and I'm going to speak on that too. And I totally agree, Toby Wells. We can really win the next AFCON. In fact, we have to be. We're one of the favorites alongside Senegal, Morocco, Ivory Coast, Egypt. Like, that's a given. Like, that's just a given. And me in particular, I love the fact that the next AFCON, it better stay in that Pamuja. East African countries, fix up your stadiums. I want it to be a neutral playing ground for all the big teams. It's been a long time since the AFCON was hosted by a country that could not win the AFCON. Maybe South Africa 2013 or Gabon. But let all of us big boys have equal footing. We know Uganda cannot win AFCON. We know Tanzania cannot win AFCON. And we know, what's the other country? Kenya most definitely cannot win AFCON. So let all of us big boys have equal footing and let's see how we all go. So there's no mago like Morocco and AFCON. No. Let everybody. And if any country is going to benefit, it's going to be us Anglophone speakers. The last few AFCONs, we keep going to all these Francophone locations. Please, let us get some benefits. I want to go to Kenya. I go to the club I hear Ashake. In France, somewhere I hear in Morocco, they play French music there. You know, So let's see how it goes. But I totally agree with you. We have a fantastic chance to win the next AFCON. Adiola says, Omo Nadi Sabi cross, so pinpoint crosses. I'm telling you, man. Guys, our pool is not, in fact, I don't want to say not so bad. Our pool is looking pretty good. We just need that final number 10 that can back up Lukman. But if Uche even ignites again, FDB is still there. We still have these young boys, Mubarak, Suleiman. There are a few that are coming up, you know. That's why I want Nwaneri to come in. Let's just make sure our talent pool is like equal footing at all angles. But when you look at even our wingers coming, Sani Suleiman at Leipzig, Johanna at Malmo, strikers, let's not even, don't get me started. Midfielders, is it David Moses? Is it Anthony Dennis? Is it Akiso Miro? Is it Tochukwu Nadi? Even Onyeka with his performances. Bro, we're stacked in a lot of places, man. I'm telling you. Speaking of Zadok Johanna, by the way, thanks to you guys for watching all the content with Johanna across social media. I can confirm that AIK have granted me a press pass to watch Zadok Johanna play live in 2 weeks. So I'm going to Sweden in 2 weeks to watch the Stockholm derby between AIK and Jogadens. So shout out to you guys, man. Like, things are happening, man. I don't even want to complain. And God also blessed me last week. I got a dream job with a company I absolutely admire. So, guys, tough times never last. Tough people do. And it will all be well. So shout out to you guys in the community for all you've done for us. And long may it continue. I even need to apply for a Unity Cup press pass, by the way. So I need to do that over the next few days. And let's see what happens. Adakibar! Hello, mate. Greetings from Turkey. Shout out to the Turks, man. Shout out to the Turks. To be fair, at the airport, some of your people are not very nice. But once they know you know Osimhen and it's football related, in the stadium especially, you guys are amazing, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the kind words, Ovie. Don't worry, once I start the role, maybe I'll mention the company, but it's a company everybody probably uses every day. It's very important for you listening to music. In fact, let me do a giveaway. The company's logo is on the screen. So we thank God. I won't say which one, but you can get the hints. Shout out to everybody on that one. Any more comments? Ovie says, there's something we can do about this NFF. My brother, we're trying, man. We need to apply pressure. My brother was given an opportunity to speak on TVC News today about the Premier League, but I'm trying to think if the channel's the angle we need to go through. Like, go and amplify these things on like the big channels in Nigeria. I don't know, but something must be done. That one is for sure. I'll tell you that. Charles says Eric Shell is secretly building for AFCON 2027. Pesero never built a team for the future progress. Neither did Finidio Aguavon. Do Finidio Aguavon know the meaning of future progress? Damilola Ajiroba says, please let Eric Chell know that penalties are part of the game. We're out of the World Cup because of this. But Damilola, before you wrote that comment, if you've done your research, you will know that Nigeria won the last AFCON, the last Unity Cup on penalties. So Eric Shell is very aware. Look at you casting yourself that you know what Nigeria versus Jamaica. Damilola, how do you feel now? That's so funny. Charles says, Femi Aziz could be that number 10. Even Suleiman. Nwaneri, if only we got Olise Musiala or even Eze, Midfield would have given some national teams nightmares. A lot of countries nightmares, honestly, bro. But honestly, everybody who spoke about Femi Aziz, I take it back. I went to go do my research. I went to watch him a few weeks ago or months ago. And honestly, the guy looks like he could be the truth. Also, I don't know if you heard the rumors. Brighton and Bournemouth are looking to sign him. Now, if there's two clubs in England, if they're looking for you and they're trying to sign you, it's a stamp of your quality right now. It's Brighton and Bournemouth. The three Bs, Brighton, Bournemouth, Brentford. If those three teams try to sign you, it means something may be happening for you, you know? So, so those three teams, the fact that they're even looking at Femi Aziz is a good sign. And he was just named in the championship player team of the season a few weeks ago. And honestly, I've been hearing all about him and watching. Like, the guy's got talent. It's so interesting how life works because his brother was the one we all knew at Arsenal, Miguel Aziz, but his career never germinated. But now we have Femo. Well, we're waiting your presence. I think he will play in the Unity Cup because he does not need to apply for a change of allegiance because he's never represented England in any youth levels. But if he wanted to get someone like Team Iregbunam he would have to change allegiance, basically. So shout out to the team. Thank you guys so much for the nice, kind words. Someone said Apple, YouTube. It's one of them. One of them, Sha, on that day. One of them. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Damilola, you're right. Our penalty takers need serious training. But I will remind you, the last penalty shootout we took, we actually did well against Egypt. And you have to admit that, like I've said 100 times, I was in that stadium when Chukwueze missed that penalty. It can happen to the best of us. Like, we have to. Yes, it's very annoying for a goalkeeper to make saves and it not count the same way he did against Congo. Now, I think Eric Shell learned from that Egypt match because I did not see Bassi play penalty. I did not see Ajayi play penalty. I think our attackers need to bow their heads in shame for the Congo game and for being cowards and letting centre backs take crucial spot kicks. I think that was really, really bad of them, you know. But you have to say at the end of the day, the buck stops at the manager. And if he decided he should play, it's clear that was an area for improvement, especially when we played Morocco. But that pressure in that Morocco stadium, guys, anybody could crumble under that. And look, we have to let spilled milk be spilled. There's an next AFCON in 14 months' time, and we're one of the favorites. And we already know, as Charles has said, the way Eric Shell is building our team, Omo, no fear. In fact, one of the things I'm so happy about with meeting Osimhen and knowing him properly, now we can go to AFCONs and be talking to star player. And look, I know Osimhen's going to get an AFCON under his belt. I'm sure of it before he retires. And that next World Cup in 4 years, we're coming back for blood. Even if it's 1 year, let's have a heroic 1 year. Like that Salenko guy that scored 5 goals in one World Cup match. Let's 2030, we're coming. But for now, it is what it is. Ozidi Ozomena says, Vio, my best player so far. I pray God Almighty continues to strengthen him the more. Amen, amen, amen. Amen, amen. Charles says, we have like 5 Arsenal graduates in the team. It will be Alebioshu, Okonkwo, Shemi Ajayi, Femi Aziz. Thank you, Arsenal. Thank you, Arsenal. Thank you. I mean, I always thank my club, you know. Charles says, don't just recruit players. Take care of them, their welfare, advanced training facilities, advanced stadiums. Thank you. Exactly. Adeola said, Emmanuel Fernandez won playoff season for Rangers. Thanks for letting me know about that. No surprise there. We know he was in the team of the season, and what a performance. It's looking likely he's going to move to the Bundesliga for one of the big giants outside of Bayern Munich, but we'll see in the summer. I think we should be very excited about where our players are going to end up in the summer. The one thing to note is a lot of movement will not happen during the World Cup because everybody needs to watch the biggest ever World Cup, which NFF have contrived to allow us miss. But I'm really excited about where some of our players are going to end up. And I really think that with what we're building and keeping Eric Shell there is the most important thing of all. I think we can really be excited about our future prospects in spite of the NFF because we still need to tackle those bombs. Yeah. That's a great question, Abigail. Will Benjamin Frederick be back for Unity Cup? Honestly, I have no idea. In fact, Frederick's injury is one of the mysterious things that's really keeping me up my toes because it is literally May on Friday. And we have not seen Benjamin Frederick play a single minute of football since he played for Nigeria in the match against Congo. He has literally been out since then. He missed AFCON. He's not played any football for FCV Denver. I think he's been rehabbing at Brentford. But even the updates from Brentford have been few and far between. So it's quite an interesting time, man. I'm not sure. But in fact, now it even worries me because I hope he still comes back as the player he was. He's young enough that you hope so. But when it's concerning and a player's out for much longer than anticipated, it makes things a bit concerning. But it's Brentford. They have a good medical department. We saw Ego Thiago miss the entirety of last season after he was signed from Club Brugge. And this season, he's become the first Brazilian to score over 20 goals in the Premier League. You know, so I like to think that they're taking good care of him. And it's better for them to be precautious about Frederick. For Frederick's long-term future, Unity Cup does not matter. Yes, we would like to see him. But what's most important is that he's ready for next season. Charge this season to the game. Are you going on loan next year or are you going to play for Brentford? Have a great talk with your team. Figure things out and have a fantastic preseason. And we go again for the entirety of next year. I do not want to see Frederick play for Nigeria until our AFCON qualifier in September. We do not need to risk him playing Unity Cup or friendly games when he's been out since October. It doesn't make sense to me. He's been out for 6 months already. It's almost 7 months and the season's ending. So I think Frederick, thank you for that question, Abigail, but I think we should let's just keep Frederick in our prayers and see him next season. We know his quality already, so we don't need to see him right now. That's my own personal take, if I'm being brutally honest. Charles says the Congo game was a nightmare. Some players deliberately did not want to take the penalty. Some players refused to come on, e.g. Ekong. Hence the brave bass stepping up. Pressure. Maybe that's pressure again. I don't know how true the thing about Ekong not wants to come on. That sounds crazy to me, especially because he's a penalty taker and the coach should have brought him. But you're right. Pressure. Look, moments like that, we can't even comprehend the pressure. Yesterday, I watched Talisca miss his third penalty of the season for Fenerbahçe, and he was right in front of the Galatasaray Ultras. Pressure in football is a big deal. A lot of us will never feel that sensation in our lives of that football-specific pressure. So I think sometimes a bit of grace, but I totally agree with you. I understand the point. Charles says, I heard Gusau paid the players 15K each for the AFCON 2025. We all know it's for political reasons so that it can come back to next electoral cycle. Since it's hearsay, I don't want to talk too much about that because most of these players was $15,000 to them. I don't see how $15,000 will move them or shake them. People that are earning 100,000, 200,000 pounds a week. Even at worst, a player in top 5 league, let's say he's earning 30,000 pounds a week. It's not $15,000 that will now make them see Gusau in a favorable light. The same person that made them miss back-to-back World Cups. I'm sorry. I know for a fact that kind of money will not move Osimhen. In fact, I'm praying one day Osimhen will start holding them to task. Because look at the way everything in Osimhen's club career goes well because the club take extra care of him. Put him in the best environment to succeed. Then Nigeria will be carrying our star player to that Uyo pitch. It's not good now. It's not good. You know. So as well. Da Vinci, shout out to you, Da Vinci. Good to see you, my bro. He says, greetings, Olu. I hope none of our players will be foolish enough to leave a top 5 team in Belgium or Netherlands to join Spurs in the championship. Thinking they will hit Prem a year later. I like the way Da Vinci's mind works. Like, how did he even think of that? I mean, there is a young boy called Callum Olushesi from the Tottenham Academy. He's a central midfielder. Obviously, Olushesi, Nigerian boy. So that player, I know is someone they have high hopes for in Tottenham. And those kind of young players, they Machi Grays already, Bergval. I think they will be forced to build on such players if they go to the championship. So Olushesi may be an option for the Super Eagles. So let's see. But I'm sure our players are smarter than that. Although it's still a job, and you must get your money. So if Tottenham show you the stadium and tell you they'll pay you Premier League kind of wages, it is what it is. But please, I doubt that will happen. Toby said we need quality stadiums to help our players perform at highest level. Absolutely, my brother. Right footer, left back. Big you up, my bro. He says, big up, Bolu. Apparently, Femi, Aziz, and David Uzo have committed Super Eagles. I think Femi Aziz has for sure. David Uzo, I'm not sure he has a choice. You play for Derby County, my man. But I've heard good things about David Uzo. I know he's on loan from, is it Aston Villa, I think? So I'm not surprised there. Like I always try to remind all of us, Nigeria, we're a big nation, no? Don't let the incompetence of our federation and government deceive us that we're not important to. Very, very important country in life, in football, to Africa, any dimension. We're very important. So thanks for that comment. Any other ones? Charles says Balikusha caused that injured Frederick. He almost killed him in that game. Honestly, it was tough. But I think Frederick still stood up and counted for sure. I know what you mean, Da Vinci. It's starting to feel like he tore an ACL. Maybe they did not tell us all the information. Yeah. Because he's been out for a while. But I agree. Let him rest. No Frederick. No competitive football for Frederick till August. Go and fully recover. You have your entire career ahead of you. You're going to be 21 this year, my bro. It's better to suffer now and be ready for the next 10, 15 years of a career than go and cause long-term damage. Nah, just stay out of it, my bro. Thank you. Charles says, attention everyone, if you're in Abuja, come out for the Save Our Football protest in Abuja. Diko should stop trying to defend his boy. When is the next one? I heard the other one was cancelled. Adeola says, Zadok is being monitored by Spurs. I know Zadok is being monitored by Dortmund, Leverkusen, and Leipzig for sure. And I think he's likely to move in the summer. But that's why I'm glad I'm going to go and watch him in the next 2 weeks. So let me go and see for myself. And they said they may be able to grant me an interview. So look out for this space, guys. You're making things happen. Slowly but surely. We're moving. I'm telling you, Michael, well said. We do everything to change this country. Everything we can. Okay, quick like check. We've got 51 people on the live stream. I thought we could get some VO9 blessings for the work we did. But no super chats here. It's okay. But please like the video. Only 20 likes, which means less than half of the people have liked the video. please do that. It's one of the easiest ways you can help support us. I'm begging. Please just like the video. If you're new here, please subscribe if you like the content. And feel free to consider joining as a member. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I see a question about Unity Cup. The Unity Cup will be taking place on the... I have it in my notes. I think the first game is May 24th, I believe. So we play Zimbabwe. How exciting. Zimbabwe. Oh my God. So yeah, after the bank holiday in May, we will play Zimbabwe on May 26th on Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. And then India will play... Who's the other country they put in this Unity Cup? Jamaica. And I think likely Nigeria will then play Jamaica on that Saturday. But it will be on the day of the Champions League final on June 1st, like they did last year. Because I remember watching the Jamaica game and I had to go to a wedding. But honestly, if Arsenal make the Champions League final, I cannot guarantee I'll go to Unity Cup over watching my team win our first Champions League title. I'm not going to lie to you. Just put that disclaimer out. We've got the Atletico Madrid game coming soon. If Arsenal make it to the Champions League final, I may just get my house down to Budapest, even without a ticket. Let me just be in the environment. Let me just feel something, you know. Since everybody likes to remind us we haven't won the Champions League before, let me go and prioritize that one. But let's see what happens, guys. I hope that answers your question, Abigail. Thank you so much, Prof. Data. I said good talk from you. Thank you. Elias, good to see you, my bro. Hope you're doing well. Hope the family's good and everything's going well, my bro. Thanks, guys. All right, let me crack on. So, possible Unity Cup picks. I know this one will have a lot of comments. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to speed run through the entire show. And then we'll go through the comments because I'm sure people will have some Unity Cup takes. So, Coludo dropped an article on ESPN a few days ago about possible call-ups for the Super Eagles for the Unity Cup and Eric Shell's possible plans. He mentioned that Eric Shell told the media that the Unity Cup provides a platform to assess new players. Those players include Wrexham's Okonkwo of Nigerian descent, which you already know about, alongside those who were previously called up but never got the chance to feature. Think Tochukwu Nadi, Akinsomiro, Salim Fago, those kind of players, you know. Sources said NFF are arranging a face-to-face meeting with Michael Kayode, having secured the backing of head coach Eric Shell to outline a clear route into the Super Eagles squad. If Eric Shell is not part of that meeting, I don't know why they're wasting our time. How can you be having a meeting with officials, but NFF are not there? It's the same thing Pinnick was doing when we go and talk to Eze and Abraham. No thinking. Imagine someone trying to play for England and Thomas Tuchel is not there. So please get the coach to go and talk to as well. So let's see if Kayode comes. Apparently, his agents reportedly opposed to his client committing to Nigeria. No surprise. Having lived in Europe half my life, these Europeans, they don't respect us the way we should be respected, I'll be honest. They think their countries are better than us. Yes, they have the history of football, and we're playing in top 5 leagues. But I'm sorry, Italy just missed 3 World Cups, my friend. And we know that if anything goes bad, they'll call my boy Monkey. So, and also, you say it's so Italian, but you don't even give them passports to the 18 years old. So for the first 18 years of their life, they can never leave Italy. You're basically telling them they're second-class citizens now. So to each their own. I guess still an EU passport at the end of the day. But I hate when you see all these agents come and say this kind of thing. I remember at Tella, when Nigeria approached Saka, I said, I know who I'll play for if I'm Saka. Do you know what it means to be Nigerian, Ateta? Do you understand the pool of your countries? Do you understand the link of what matters are your roots? Just be talking as if playing for your country is an objective decision based solely on football. Very annoying. Also, if you see when I was watching the Turkey game yesterday, the match in Turkey, they sang the Turkish national anthem. Everybody was singing word for word. And I was thinking to myself, Nigeria, our country is so useless. The one national anthem everybody knows. They now changed this because the Senate president is useless and a weakling. So now, even the one anthem we all know, our players cannot sing the national anthem. We all know the Italian anthem. We all know the French anthem. If I ask everybody in this chat now to recite American anthem, you know the melody, or God Save the Queen. But us, because of impunity and useless leaders, they are changing our national anthem for no reason. So even these little gestures that foster unity, you cannot even hold on to it. We hail thee, as if we are reading a scripture from Old Testament, King James version. Anyway, it is what it is. And we all know about the Italians when they sing the anthem, Sha. I just find it very insulting because Italy, their interim coach Silvio Baldini, he worked with Carade at under 21 level, and they say Ohandi may call up in May. But if you're Carade, they could not call you to go to the World Cup. You said, go where you love now. Some players should be using their common sense. You play in the Premier League, you start for Brentford, you're even in the charge for a European spot, and they did not even think you were worthy of a call up as one of the right wing backs. Yes, we cannot. I just don't get it, man. So, Yusuf, it was enough for the wise. Good luck to you, Sha. Both of us, we will not play World Cup to 2030, so we'll see how it goes. Also, I found this one interesting. Colindo mentioned Udinese defender Kingsley Ezibwe may be called up, which I find very weird. Ezibwe is 31 years old. He's a right back. He did not commit to Nigeria when he should have committed. And we're very stacked at right back. We have Olaino, we have Osai Samuel, we have Alebioshu, we have Samuel Isife, we have Kayode we may even call. That's already 5. So what the hell are you bringing a 31-year-old person that did not use his common sense commit to Nigeria when he was younger? He's an old man. He now wants to come and play for Nigeria. 30 years old. He's even 31 next month. Please stay away. It don't make sense. I know it's called a goal today, but please stay away. Those are the kind of moves Nigeria will make that will make you scratch your head when they're doing good things. To come and offer what? At 31. Someone that will be 32 by next AFCON. Please, I don't see that guy anywhere near the squad. I hope that just heresy. In fact, I hope that just Koyenudo trying to put his name in there for maybe he knows the family members, because that makes absolutely no sense to me. He was called up for an AFCON 21 qualifier, but he postponed. So all that whole time, he did not come and ask Nigeria to come and play him over the past 5 years. Rubbish. Get out of here. Other rumored names, by the way, Timeru Bonham and, of course, Millwall's winger Femi Aziz. He also said top players from Nigeria Premier Football League will also be considered as I'm watching a number of domestic league games from now to the end of season. I hope he's saying that one just to pacify Nigerians, because I cannot understand the contradiction of wanting home-based players in a squad. Meanwhile, the league is useless and the 12th best in Africa, and they cannot do anything in Champions Leagues. It makes no sense. You want Nigeria to play well, and you slate the players whenever anything goes wrong. But somehow, they still bring this weird xenophobic angle. And where are the home-based players? Our Nigerians know Nigerian. That's one argument I will never... Yes, grow your homegrown base. But we already have enough homegrown players in the Nigerian national team. And we have a lot that are still coming. All this Johanna, Mubarak Suleiman, Akinso Miro, Tochukwu, they all grew up in Nigeria. Chibuke Iwaiwu, Samuel Isife, they all grew up in Nigeria. So me, I believe is always coming from a weird angle and a tinge of some kind of xenophobic nonsense. So me, I don't stand for it at all. They should not call any MPFL player. Nigeria's current ecosystem, that most of the youth academies, their profit model is selling players when they're 18, 19, 20 abroad. And we already know, we have all these players playing in Europe already for a reason. So why should we now wait and collect the scraps that are still in the MPFL in their young days? Obviously, there will still be some good ones and some talented ones. But it's demand and supply. If Nigeria is Burundi, of course, most of your players will be from the Burundi league. But we're not Burundi. We have 200 million plus people. We're the most populous African country in the world. We're the most populous black country in the entire universe. 1 in every 6 black human beings walking the face of this earth is from Nigeria. So it means you have talent pool everywhere, both at home and diaspora. In this same chat, we have people who live abroad. We have people that live in Nigeria. So why can we not call and pull players from everywhere? So don't get me wrong. I want the MPFL to do well. I even want to become an avid supporter of a team from the MPFL. I was raised in Lagos, so I should have a Lagos team. But let's stop deceiving ourselves that MPFL players deserve to be in Super Eagles squad. What the hell are we talking about? Country that has not made the World Cup in the last 2 months. Someone now come in one-way angle and tell you that the big boys not make the World Cup, so we should try the useless home-based ones. I don't get the logic at all, man. I hope he's just saying that for SC. Let's go and qualify for CAF Champions League again, and let's see what can actually happen to that league. Go and find the ecosystem that works. Get a league broadcaster. I have a friend I met in December. He was telling me about when they went to the MPFL people to propose how they could produce the league. Guess what they told him? Go and bring $100,000. Nobody's trying to help the ecosystem. That's why I have no respect for these old bums anywhere. I'm 33 years old. I'm not a child. I'll be 53 in 20 years. So let's not act like we're young like that. All this respect nonsense that we're doing in Nigeria. No, we have to call out rubbish. Too many people are too invested in Nigeria remaining useless. both as a country and even our football. Can you imagine all those as our men, the way they will be ready to fly babes to America if we went to this World Cup? Useless people. Anyway, this decision we will address. I'm not even going to mention that. Fuck Eguavon. How can Eguavon? What kind of useless technical director goes and says he was disappointed that there was no MPFL player in AFCON squad? Let me tell you, Eguavon is one of Nigeria's biggest enemies of progress. Take it to the bank. Mr. Eguavon, I'm saying it to your face. You are a big enemy of progress for Nigerian football. Failing in all your KPIs that nobody even knows what the hell you achieve. Then you now come and drop those useless statements. Meanwhile, you are the one responsible for us missing a World Cup and for our worst performance in an AFCON in our entire history since group stages in 1982. Now come and be saying you're expressing disappointment. Mediocre is telling someone that is doing better that is disappointed at the person that is better than him. Useless. Anyway, for the big warm-up games in June against Poland and Portugal, I will feature my first team players, Eric Shell said. Thank you. This is why I like Eric Shell. Don't waste my time. And you see why I always bang on about world rankings. Thank God the coach is aware. These are games that can push us up in the global rankings if we win them. Because he also knows what's coming when the World Cup happens. And we have to maintain as high a position as possible. Eric Shell, God will bless you, man. That's the one thing I will give those as a main credit for. Whoever it is that recommended Eric Shell, I'll give you small credits. But everything else, F9. Yes. So that's why I've heard about the potential Unity Cup squad and the kind of players that can end up playing for us over those fixtures against Zimbabwe and likely Jamaica, So it'll be interesting to see how it ends up. And, I'm intrigued. I have to say I'm intrigued. Thank you, Da Vinci, as you said. Nigeria's biggest asset is population. Like India. Look how India have harnessed their workforce. There's no service industry in the world you not see Indians all over the place. In respectable positions of all others. Nigerians are making our way, but look how they've turned India to a tech hub. Do you know how many businesses in England and America have a little domiciliary operation in India that is helping to service the business overall? Thank you. It needs to be modeled like the US, where national interests come before tribe. Where our obsession with football, why can't we produce players like Brazil? Da Vinci, I love your take so much. Well said. Thank you. In fact, we should get to a point of like regionalism. Let every state or region have to figure things out for themselves. Almost like how Australia has regional governments. If you're in New South Wales have to decide how they can make money as a region. There are certain laws in New South Wales that do not apply to Victoria. Certain laws do not apply to the Eastern Cape. All these different parts of Australia. Sorry, there's no Eastern Cape. I mean Victoria and New South Wales. Those are the two states I remember when I lived there. But you get my point. That's how things will now move. So hopefully we'll get there one day, man. Law, Peak Predict said, is our anthem not on your mandate? We shall stand. Abigail says, I wish Arsenal wins the UCL this is because of you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Abigail. I appreciate that. Honestly, that would be life-changing, man. We'll not rest on this app, I swear to God. That would be amazing. Quick like check. There's 60 people on here. Guys, we've got 27 likes. Please now. Should I beg? Please. Nítorí Ọlọ́run, ẹ jọ̀ọ́, Ọlọ́run ni mo bẹ̀, please. Like the video, please. I've been traveling all over the world. I literally arrived in London today. And we're still up to do this live stream. Please, like the video. Please. You are tough crowd though. Talk. Nobody even like the video. You put poll. Please like the video. Please like the video. I'm begging you in the name of Jesus Christ. Thank you. God bless you. Any more comments? Emmanuel Irene says, I even know the tune from South Africa's anthem. Imagine. It's a common tune in Anglican hymn book. Can you imagine? I'm telling you, serious confusion. Big Predict said that Emmanuel Lukman is winning UCL for CAF best sake. Well, if Arsenal don't win it, I wish I'd let go win it. So let's see how that goes. Rafter left back says, if you call them, okay, I addressed that one. I think I saw that comment. Make sure they're under 20. Rafter left back, I think you got my point. I was saying most of the best under 20 Nigerian players, they've been shipped abroad to clubs all over Europe already by the time they're 20. That's the point I was trying to see. Stebonic. Oh, this is Stebonic in a minute. How you doing, broski? Da Vinci goes, please show. Let's Da Vinci, man. I wonder how Da Vinci talks, because if you're as funny talking the way you write, bro, you could have potential podcast potential, bro. Like, please, Shell, let us not do a 2014 Shola MLB with this Kingsley guy. I'm still shaking my head that we carried Shola to the World Cup at 31. We have come a long way in quality. You hit the nail on the head. We've come a long way in quality. Also, like I said, I think maybe Coludo was just putting stuff inside there, because I don't see which world where Izibwe is going to be ahead of Olaino or Sai Samuel or Ranale Bioshu. At least, at the very least of those three, you know. And if you must go and get a young right back that's playing Syria, go and bring Daniel Yegoke. So honestly, I can't even see this guy playing for Nigeria. I think it's just heresy. But let's see. Law, you said, Olu, you must rephrase your statement. 1 in every 6 fine black boys is Niger. Law, I don't get the joke. Now we find pass now. But in general, 1 in every 6 black people on earth are Nigerian. Yeah. Shout out to Yare Made. I appreciate you for the kind words. Da Vinci says, Olu, can you confirm if Eguavon got your FA coaching license? I need to double check, but I think we both know the answer to that. Maybe he has like the C license or something. But I can't believe that man even has the rights to tell people what is a good job and what's not a good job after years of failure, especially over the last 10 years. Da Vinci says, Olu, which would you choose at this stage? Arsenal win the UCL or Nigeria play for this World Cup via legal backdoor? World Cup is gone. I don't want to go through Mago Mago. Arsenal win the UCL for me, baby. In fact, give me my Prem. Prem is all I need. Premier League. Look, if I touch that Prem, I'm calm. Nigeria, we go again next year. AFCON is not far. Don't worry. We'll be back. I'm telling you. World Cup. Forget World Cup. Next time, as a man, don't fuck up our stuff, man. I think Adeola has come back with some jokes. You see why I don't like Adeola agenda. You say he has 1 FA Cup final, he plays 1 semi-final. Does he have a trophy? Ateta has 3 trophies. 1 FA Cup, 2 commit shields. Oh yeah, next joke. Anyway, let me get on. I just want to quickly pay a tribute to Michael Eneramo, the former Super Eagles player who died recently. Former Nigeria striker Michael Eneramo has died after suffering a suspected cardiac arrest. And he suffered this cardiac arrest at the age of 40. He collapsed on the pitch 5 minutes into the second half in Kaduna on Friday. Yet again, Nigerian standards, defibrillators. I don't even know where to start. I'm sure people are thinking, Olu, what are you talking about? These things matter. There's a reason in England, no matter the game, there will be a defibrillator as close to the stadium as possible, no matter the level. And these are the kind of things that could prevent maybe people losing their lives. But really, really sad to hear about his death. And may so rest in peace. He won 10 caps for the Super Eagles and had 10 spells in Tunisia, Algeria, Saudi Arabia, and Turkey. He scored in the 2-2 draw at home against Tunisia in the run-up to the 2010 World Cup, which proved crucial in us reaching that 2010 World Cup. His youth career was at Lobby Stars, and he played for clubs like Esperance, Sivasspor, Besiktas, Al Ettifaq, amongst others. So I just wanted to say rest in peace, Michael Eneramo, and may you also rest in peace, and may God grant your family all the strength they need to get through this tough period. Okay, let me speed run through the next weekend player reviews. This one's going to be a good one, but I'm going to really test my speed of chat, Okay, Premier League. We know Alex Iwobi is injured, but Samuel Chukwueze and Calvin Bassey both started. Fulham beat Aston Villa 1-0. Pretty good win, I must say. But Aston Villa are pretty much in a comfy position when it comes to the Champions League. Fulham may still have a chance to make it into Europe, but their next match is against Arsenal at the Emirates on Saturday. So as much as I wish my Nigerian boys the best, I need Arsenal to win this match. If we win this match, I think we'll be feeling even more confident about the title with 3 games to go. So I hope they play well, but Chukwueze and Bassey, please. I'm going to need a 2-0 victory. Please. Let's see how it goes. Yeah. And then, of course, I already spoke about Lionel and Tara when his excellent exploits Nottingham Forest on Friday as they thrashed Sunderland 5-0 Stadium of Light. Next up for them, they've got the crucial Champions League semi-final. I say Champions League, Europa League semi-final against Aston Villa. As I said, both clubs have been previous winners of the Champions League, and it'll be quite fascinating to see who gets to the final. I would also favor whoever makes the final from these two teams compared to the other side of the draw, where we've got Freiburg and who's the other team I'm missing? Braga. Yeah. So I think whoever wins the Nottingham Forest and Aston Villa will be feeling pretty confident. So let's see how those games go. And then after that, Nottingham Forest go away to Stamford Bridge to play against Chelsea on Monday night. This is why I keep trying to tell Adeola, we should try to draw this funny banter. Meanwhile, our club are on the verge of finishing 12th. But I know it's a coping mechanism. We all do these things to make ourselves feel better. Because at this point, I cannot see Chelsea beating Nottingham Forest, if I'm being honest. But let's see how it goes. Also, Arokodare played 90 minutes for Wolves. They lost 1-0 to Tottenham. But very unfortunate injury to Xavi Simons. Sorry about that, Xavi Simons. Sorry. He will miss the World Cup. Next up for Wolves, they play Sunderland, but they're done and dusted. So Arokodare, sever your final minutes in the Premier League. I already know Uche was not in the squad for Palace. He's not in the squad for the game against Shakhtar in the Conference League. But let's see if Oliver Glasner will have some pity on him and play him in the game against Bournemouth away on Sunday, even though it's very unlikely. Other Premier League results to be aware about. Okay, this one was from earlier in the week. We already know that Brighton beat Chelsea 3-0. City beat Burnley 1-0. Bournemouth beat Leeds 2-2. Those were the games that were played because of the FA Cup games over the weekend. And then on Friday, Nottingham Forest thrashed Sunderland 5-0. We know Fulham beat us Villa 1-0. West Ham scored a last-minute winner via Callum Wilson. Fantastic game, I must say, to win 2-1 and keep Tottenham in the relegation zone. So serves you right, Tottenham. João Palhinha, good goal, though. Liverpool 3-1 winners over Crystal Palace. Shame to see Mo Salah leave the pitch. I hope it's not his last game for Liverpool. It will be a very sad way for a legend of the game and the Prem and football to end what has been such a historic career for Liverpool. I think if Mohamed Salah was English, they will not even be having any debates of if he's greater than Gerrard. That's a good debate to have, but that's my genuine feeling, you know. So yeah, shout out to Liverpool. And then, of course, Arsenal, nervous, but we beat Newcastle 1-0. Eberechi, God will bless you, is a king. In the name of Jesus, you will continue to prosper and take us now to the promised land. Amen. I also love this interview. Seems like the only player that's calm in that squad. But there's also a reason. Eberechi won the FA Cup last year. This guy is now used to winning. He won the Community Shield as well. So our players, been a minute, we won our last Community Shield. So I'm sure Eze is just telling them, calm down. We play football. I love what he said. Look, I play football because I like football. Precious a privilege. Honestly, lovely guy. He still makes me sad he's not Nigeria's number 10. But Pinnick, next time you use your brain and invite the manager and provide proper comms. I also heard, to be fair, if we made 2002 World Cup, you'd have played for us. So also 2022 World Cup. So consequence of our failure. Next time, don't miss out on World Cups. A country like Nigeria should never miss a World Cup again between now and the end of humanity. That's the honest truth. But has anybody resigned? All those donkeys are still there. So we keep moving. And then, of course, Man United are on the verge of wrapping up the 2-0 win. 17 minutes to go in that game against Brentford. So, Premier League table, Arsenal 3 points ahead of Man City, of course. And then I think the top 5 is pretty much done and dusted. Man United, Liverpool, and Aston Villa will finish. However, if Aston Villa finish 5th and win the Europa League, 6th place will get a Champions League spot. I think that will be very interesting. Of course, for selfish reasons, I hope Nottingham Forest get the job done. But if they don't, any one of Brighton, Bournemouth, Chelsea, Brentford, Fulham, Everton, Sunderland are all within 4 points of each other with 4 games to go. So 7 teams are separated by 4 points with literally 4 games to go. So it could easily shake out anyway. So I think that would be exciting to watch. So let's see how it shakes out. I'll go through the remaining fixtures in Thursday's preview episode. In the championship, we already spoke about Onyeka clinching the title, and good to see that. They'll end their season at Watford away on Saturday. So let's see how that game ends. Shemi Ajayi's Hull, really, really bad result for them. They lost 2-1 to Charlton to concede 6th place to Wrexham. So Hull City are now at the outside looking in, if you know what I mean. And I really think it's going to be tricky for Hull because Wrexham and Hull are level on points in their final games. And Wrexham's last game is at home against Middlesbrough, while Hull's last game is at home against Norwich. So there's still hope. All I know is one of Semi Ajayi or Arthur Okonkwo will play in the Championship playoffs, while the other person will not. The good news is Femi Aziz Millwall are also in with the chance of clinching automatic promotion. At the moment, there are two teams that could still clinch automatic promotion between actually three: Ipswich, Millwall, or Middlesbrough with 2 games to go. I think it's likely Ipswich will get it done, but it would be nice to see reset or soon to be Super Eagle Femi Aziz get the job done. Also, I live in Lewisham, and the truth of the matter is my real local club should be Millwall. They've had a history of being racist, but hopefully that's thing of the past. And anyway, I wish Femi Aziz well, is the point. No need to dwell on that. Otogongo was on the bench for the 3rd straight game. He's now been benched by Danny Ward, which is quite interesting. But Wrexham lost 3-1 to Coventry on Sunday. Next up, they end the season against Middlesbrough, so let's see how that goes. Osai Samuel started for Birmingham as they beat Bristol 2-1, but they have nothing to play for. While Alebio Show had no match over the weekend, I will end the season against Leicester at home. Dryball was not in the squad for Leicester either, so I think his career is done and dusted. In Syria, Gift Urban was not in the squad, facing disciplinary action after his spat with the fan, which I think was very unfortunate. I think they should have tried to back him. But they drew 0-0 and they're going down. So nothing to talk about there. And next up for Verona, they go away to play Juventus at the Juventus Stadium. So let's see if they bring Urban back for that game. Maduka Okoye is playing Lazio tonight. I know Kingsley Hazlewood had opened the scoring earlier. So let us see. It's currently 2-2 in that game. Kingsley Hazlewood opened the scoring in the 18th minute. Then Luca Pellegrini made it 1-1. Then Pedro still throwing bringing back the hand of time, made it 2-1, and then 86 minutes, Arthur Atta scored to make it 2-2. Fisayo has come on in the game. He did not start the match, but he's on the pitch now, so good to see. But it looks like that game will end 2-2 for both Udinese and Lazio. But they're both mid-table, so not much to play for. Lazio, of course, have a Coppa Italia final to play soon, but next up for them, they play Cremonese away on Monday, while Maduka Okoye's Udinese will host Torino at home on Saturday. Ebenezer Kisomero started a match over the weekend, which is good to see for Pizza, while Drosimi was not in the squad due to a muscle injury. They lost 1-0 to Parma, and they will also be going down. Although they get to play Lecce at home on Friday, so let's see if they can at least restore some pride to their club. In La Liga, Lookman did not play over the weekend as he's also nursing an injury. Atletico beats Atletico Bilbao 3-2 with the last-minute winner. Next up for them, of course, they play Arsenal in the Champions League on Wednesday. First game at the Metropolitano. So really excited to see how this game goes. Let's see if Lookman makes it back from his injury and is able to perform in this match. I think that'll be very, very important. And then after that, they play Valencia away. So he plays Umar Sadiq's Valencia on the weekend before the second leg at the Emirates. As for Umar Sadiq, I already spoke about his goal as they beat Girona by 2-1. And let's see how he gets on against Atletico. As for Sevilla, God, what a useless club. These bums decided to bench Akko Adams onto the 87th minute. And guess what? They were winning 1-0 with like 5 minutes to go. And guess what? They considered 2 goals to Osasuna. Very, very bummy club, Sevilla. In fact, they're so bummy, they're now in the relegation zone with just 4 games to go, or 5 games to go, sorry. And honestly, we can't say they don't deserve it. We cannot look ourselves in the eyes and say they do not deserve this. They are absolutely stinking. They've lost 17 of their 33 games, so more than half of their games. Their goal difference minus 15. They've only scored 40 goals, and they've only won 9 games all season. They're literally an embarrassment to their history. And they're now benching Akko Adams. I don't even know if we should even wish them well or not. And it doesn't get easier because their next game is against 8th place Real Sociedad, who are smarting off their Copa del Rey. Who are obviously buzzing after winning the Copa del Rey. And their remaining games are not easy. They play Espanyol at home, then Villarreal away. Espanyol are having a good season. Villarreal are 3rd in the league. Then Sevilla hosts Real Madrid at home. Then they play Celta Vigo. So at this point, I'm going to predict Sevilla are going to get relegated. And honestly, they deserve it. And let us see where Akko Adams can go. Akko Adams, Everton need a striker. I can list at least 5 clubs in the Premier League that could do your services. We're going to do that video in the summer. I do landing spots for players. Akko, please get out of that bummy place, please. With immediate alacrity. Anyway, moving on to the Bundesliga, I spoke about Nathan Tella's getting an assist as Leverkusen beat Cologne 2-1. Next up for them, they get to play RB Leipzig directly on Saturday. This is very big for their Champions League hopes, and they play at home, so let's see how they get on. Hamburg, Tella is still injured, while Torunariga played 90 minutes as Hamburg lost 2-1 to Hoffenheim to get Hoffenheim's Champions League potential qualification back on track. Hamburg are slightly in free fall. They're 15th, so just above relegation zone. But I think they've done enough to survive this, their first season back in almost 10 years. Next up for them, though, they play Frankfurt away, which is a very, very tough game. Aalborg had Uchenna Gundo on the bench as they drew 1-1 against Frankfurt on Saturday. Next up for them, they play Werder Bremen away on Saturday. Now, as for Werder Bremen, they moved up to 12th. They drew 1-1 against Stuttgart on Sunday. But most importantly, Victor Boniface was named in the matchday squad for the first time in, I think, 4 or 5 months. He did not come on for the match, but let's see if he gets to play when they play Aalborg at home on Saturday. And then finally, Kevin Agbogma was on the bench for Hoffenheim in their 2-1 loss to Hamburg on Saturday. And let's see how they get on when they play Stuttgart at home. Another team they're in direct battle with for the Champions League spots. So watch this space. In Paris, Moses Simon played 69 minutes for Paris FC. They lost 1-0 to Lille, one of the teams, of course, fighting for Marseille for that Champions League spot. Next up, Paris FC, they're pretty much safe. They play Brest at home on Sunday in Brest. As for Chidozie Awaziem, their Nantes are going down. He's now even a bencher. They lost 2-1 to Rennes again, and they play Marseille at home next. So, Awaziem, let's figure it out in the summer. As for Toshiko Nadi, already spoke about him starting again an assist as Marseille drew 1-1 against Nice. So let's see if he continues starting when they play Nantes away on Saturday. In the Portuguese league, Zedu Sanusi is now out until May, but Terry Murphy played 29 minutes off the bench as they beat Abraham Marcos's Estrela de Amadora over the weekend. We know that Porto just need one more point and they will clinch the Portuguese league title. So great achievement for Francisco Farioli and also for Sanusi winning a second league title and Murphy on the verge of winning his first league title in a top 10 league in Europe. So congratulations to the boys. Next up for them, they play Isaac James's Alverca at home on Saturday. Speaking of Alverca, I spoke about Isaac James' exceptional performance for them over the weekend as they beat Aruca 2-1 on Friday. So let's see if he can impress against Porto. Mind you, this is exactly how Zedu Sanusi was signed. He was playing for, was it Casapia? It was not Casapia. Because I remember I just started the podcast around that time. And he was playing for Santa Clara. That's it. He played one season for Santa Clara till 2020, that 2020 season. He played 27 games and he played very well in one particular match against Porto. And the next thing you know, Porto decided to sign him. And now, Zedu Sanusi has played for Porto for the past 6 seasons of football. Like I said, forget the stories about Nigerians being upset with some of his performances. This guy has played for Porto for 6 years and has played over 153 games for them. And mind you, I think I'm even doing him a disservice with number of titles he has. Okay, no, he has just one, 2022. It's because Benfica had a few recently as well. But he's got one league title, one FA Cup, and 2 Taça de Portugals. So he's about to win his second title of his career. So long may that continue. As for Abraham Marcos and Estrella, by the way, I just wanted to call him out because he's a player that popped up on our radar a few years ago. He was initially signed by Porto, but it never worked out for him. But this season, playing as a right winger and essentially attacking midfielder, he's actually had a very good season for Estrella. He's got 5 goals and 5 assists in just over 20 plus games. And mind you, Estrella are 15th out of 18 teams in the Portuguese league. So I just wanted to call out the fact that he's having a much better season and he continues to play minutes. And let's see if he's another player that can make a step up to a much better team in the summer. And they'll be playing Moreirense. So let's see how those games go. In Belgium, Onyeka played 16 minutes. Club Brugge beat Ghent by 2-0. So they continue to lay claim towards that title, Union Saint-Gilloise. And because Union Saint-Gilloise lost in midweek, they will get their chance to win against Union Saint-Gilloise at home to clinch the title. Next up, though, they have to play Anderlecht away on Saturday. Then Girasol is on the bench for Genk in a 1-1 draw against Standard Liège. And next up for them, they play Sporting Charleroi. It's quite weird that he's been benched for 3 games straight now. I almost feel like something's happened there that we don't know about. So let's see what goes on. In Turkey, I already spoke about Starman already. You already know. 3-0, goal, game done, title sealed, move on. Next up for Osimhen and Galatasaray, they play Samsunspor away, and 1 point will clinch their league title. So it's pretty much done and dusted. As for Trabzonspor, they were in action earlier today. I know when I started the pod, they were losing 1-0 to Konyaspor, and it has just been confirmed that they lost by 2-1. Konyaspor beat them 2-1. Onuachu played the game. Chibike Nwaiwu played the game, and Antonio Akeme played the game as well. So, as we probably expected, that is pretty much done their title hopes dust. They are now 9 points behind Galatasaray with 3 games to go. So, once Galatasaray get the next point, Trabzonspor will not be able to win the league. And like I said, all Gala needs to do is get 1 point. All Gala have to do is get actually a win. 1 point not be enough. But if they win the next game, it's done and dusted. And shame about Fenerbahçe, because when you look at the table, Fenerbahçe lost 2 games all season, but they had 10 draws. So they have to blame their attack. That's what happens when one team has Victor Osimhen and the other doesn't. Anyway, better luck next time for the Trabzonspor boys. I know that they will be in action in the Turkish Cup semi-final soon, so they still have the chance to get some silverware. So we wish them all the best as they play in those games. I think the semi-final will be played on the 13th of May against Henry Ikuru and Tom Delebashu's Jenek Lebrigi. But to be honest, Jenek Lebrigi have bigger fish to fry because they're on the verge of getting relegated. So I think Trabzonspor have a great chance of winning that game. Wolfgang Ndidi is also in action earlier today. Did Besiktas win? They also have a chance of winning the Turkish Cup. They drew 0-0 against Fatih Karagümrük after having 20 shots and 9 on target. But Ndidi started and kept the clean sheet alongside his defense, so good to see. And finally, Anthony Dennis was suspended for Gazepe, but he'll be back when they go to play Trabzonspor away on Saturday. And of course, I already spoke about Slavia Prague and the exploits of David Moses scoring. Samuel Isive played 15 minutes in that game, while Igor Ugbo played 90 minutes. Mubarak Suleiman was no new sub in this game. And then in Greece, Bruno Emechi was not in action. And finally, to round up the podcast, Kelechi Iheanacho came off the bench for Celtic as they beat Falkirk 3-1 on Saturday. Next up for them, they've got a crunch clash against Hibs away with the final 3 games of the season to go. Emmanuel Fernandez, on the other hand, played 90 minutes as Rangers lost surprisingly 3-2 to Motherwell. And I think that pretty much has done their title chances a lot of bad. Next up for them, they play table toppers Hearts away on Monday. So that'll be a tasty, tasty game. But I still give a slight edge to Celtic because they have to play Rangers as well as Hearts at home between now and the end of the season. So let's see how it goes. Earlier today, Zadogiana was in action for AIK as they played against Malmo, who of course are one of the best teams in Sweden. And this is very unfortunate. AIK have lost their second game in a row. They lost by 1-0, even though they dominated the game. Malmo had 8 shots, 4 on target, and 1-0. While AIK had 17 shots in the match, 11 shots on target, and they still lost the game. Nah, I'm going to have to watch the highlights, see what happened there. But now that they've got their second loss in a row, unfortunately, it means they're now 7th in the league. But of course, season has only just started. Only 5 games played. But they're already 6 points behind Sirius and 3 points behind Malmo. So fingers crossed. Although I know I have not been the best performers in the league recently, but it is Zadogiana that is providing a lot of that hype and energy in the league. So anyway, looking forward to covering them when they play Juggernaut in a Stockholm derby. So, and then last but not least, in Ukraine, Prosper Oba played 22 minutes as Shakhtar beat Kudrivka 3-1 on Sunday. And he will be in action in the Conference League, even though Uche will not be. So let's see if he can get the job done. Although I have to say, I would consider Crystal Palace heavy favorites to beat Shakhtar Donetsk, but let's see. But in the league, Shakhtar will be playing against Dynamo Kiev over the weekend. Where are they in the league right now? They are currently second. No, they're back first, and they have an 8-point lead. So they're pretty much going to clinch the title. 5 more games to go, and I think that'll be done and dusted. So let's see how that goes. Amazing, amazing stuff to see. Okay, that's it for weekend player previews. Now, the ones to watch for everyone's listening pleasure. Tomorrow, Champions League, PSG versus Bayern Munich. Even though we have not doing Nigerian players, we have some Nigerian descent players. Musiala, wink, wink. Olise, wink, wink. And also, if you like football, you want to watch this match. I mean, what else is there to say? It's going to be cracking. I guarantee that. But then on Wednesday, of course, we have our boy Ademola Lookman's Atletico Madrid hosting Arsenal at the Metropolitano. It's yet to be seen if Lookman will be fit for the game, but I'm sure Simeone will do his press conference tomorrow, so we'll be sure about where that stands and take it from there. And then on Thursday, we will see Ola Aina's Nottingham Forest go against Aston Villa. First game will be played at City Ground, so hopefully they can build up a good lead for that second leg. And then we've got Prosper Ba Shakhtar Donetsk going up against Crystal Palace's Kristaps Uche in the Conference League semi-final. So that's it for the midweek. I will go through the weekend previews for everybody on Thursday's show for your listening pleasure. But in case anyone doesn't join the Thursday show, on Saturday, Maduka Craze Udinese play Torino at 2 p.m. At the same time in League One, we'll see Chidozie Awaziem's Nantes host Tochiko Nadi's Marseille. At the same time, 30 minutes later, we'll see Werder Bremen's Victor Boniface potentially make his first appearance of the year when they host Uchenna Ogundu's Oberg, and hopefully he can get some minutes in that game. At 3 p.m., Torora Godari will play his second to the last home match as a Wolverhampton player in the Premier League when they host Sunderland. And then 15 minutes later, we'll see Umar Sadiq's Valencia host Ademola Lookman's Atletico Madrid. Then we see the Fulham boys in action. Basia and Chukwueze this time because Iwobi is injured as they go to the Emirates at 5:30. Of course, for sentimental reasons, you guys know what I'm hoping for in that game. And then Nathan Tella's Leverkusen will get a chance to knock off points from a direct Champions League rival in RB Leipzig at the same time on Saturday. And Victor Osimhen will be going away to play Samsung Sport away. And a win will basically clinch his second league title in 2 seasons in Turkey. Trabzonspor have the opportunity to clinch third place, and they could still gazump Fenerbahçe. So let's see our 3 players as they're in action against Anthony Dennis's Gotsepe as he'll be making his return back from suspension after acquiring too many yellow cards. And then Terry Murphy's Porto will be hosting Isaac James's Alverca. A win in that game pretty much guarantees the league title. So exciting stuff. On Sunday, Zadogiana will be in action against Elfsberg. Hopefully they can bounce back after this very, very sickening loss after dominating the match today. And then Gift Urban hopefully will make his return back to the squad as Verona go to play Juventus at the Alliance Stadium. And then on Monday, Ola Aina and Taiwo Awoniyi, this is a bank holiday in the UK, by the way. They will go to Stamford Bridge to play Chelsea at 3 p.m. Then David Okereke of Cremonese will be playing against Delebashiu at Lazio 5:30 p.m. And then finally, Aquarams and Chidera Juke will be playing for Sevilla at home against Real Sociedad as they look to stave off relegation. So that's it for the entirety of the podcast. Thanks for listening to me. Thank you for giving me your time for these 90 minutes. Please, 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 I want to hope when I check the likes that we are at least up to 42. That would be amazing. We're at 43. Thank you very much, guys. I love the response. I appreciate it all. I will share the link in case we have any community members who wants to just talk quickly. And let me just go through the comments. Shout out to LV. I see you, my bro. Shout out to Adeola, RP and Eramo. It's really sad. Honestly, very, very sad. Charles says, Olu, assuming Nigeria qualified for the World Cup, do you think we would have gone past second round? I am absolutely convinced about it. Guys, based on the talent pool we have, the way Eric Shell has been setting up the team, and how we've been performing in competitive games under Eric Shell, especially from the AFCON, I have no doubt in my mind that if Nigeria made it to this World Cup, we would have at the very least made it to the round of 16. And what pisses me off is because there's now a round of 32, you're going to have a lot of bummy countries now claim that they made it out of the knockout stages of the World Cup. I am absolutely certain we would have gone to the World Cup and absolutely ate. Victor Osimhen in America. Can you imagine what would have happened for his reputation? Can you imagine what would have happened to Nigeria's rep? In the same place we won the Olympics 30 years later. Think about our community. The amount of Nigerians in America. The support. It would have been as close to a home World Cup as we could have had. Because me and you all know in our lifetime, Nigeria has not seen the World Cup. I mean, something may happen that will surprise us, but it's not happening. So the best bet we have is England or America. For some reason, it's like the football world is against England hosting the World Cup. How can the originator of football not have hosted the World Cup since 1966? It doesn't feel right to me. And yes, they're going to host the next Euros. But come on, somebody give England a World Cup. Or give it to the UK. Let's see what happens. But the fact that we're hosting the Euros in 2028 tells me that England will not be bidding to host a World Cup until 2042 at the earliest. Because Portugal and Spain have been given 2030. That's how Infantino used Mago to give it to Saudi for 2034. Because technically they gave South America 3 games for the 2030 World Cup to celebrate the 100-year anniversary of the World Cup. So they're not excluding South America from the next phase. So that means the 2038 World Cup, we're still not sure who's going to host it. It's unlikely to come to Europe because we would have hosted Spain and Portugal, and it will not be Africa. It will not be Asia. So what does that leave? North America, South America, or it can't be Asia. Let's see. But you get my point. But looking forward to, it's just so sad. Guy would have eaten at that World Cup. I'm sure of it. Osimhen, big game player. Nah, he would have ate so much. Charles said Arsenal needs to score more goals. I agree. LV, good to see you, my brother. Appreciate you always, man. Da Vinci said, I was shocked to hear Newcastle lost 5 in a row. Eddie Howe is in Liam Rossonero territory. At what point does if EFL Cup credit run out? I think because he qualified them for the Champions League once or twice. That's the reason. But in general, Newcastle have been shocking this year. Me, as a seasoned Newcastle hater, I've been keeping tabs. I'm very aware about how useless they've been this year. And long may it continue. Because they're trying to carry shoulder and act like they're Arsenal's rivals. Remember, they're trying to act like they're level. I'm like, fuck off. Yes, you make 2 Champions Leagues in 5 years, but please relax. So this year, the drop is what's making me excited. And to make things even better, I know Tonali, Bruno Guimaraes, and Anthony Gordon. At least Tonali and Bruno Guimaraes. No, at least Tonali and Anthony Gordon are going to hand in transfer requests. Mark my word. Then Newcastle will come and tell us that PSR are inhibiting them as if they'd not spent 70 million on Watermada and 52 million on a 29-year-old on visa and 52 million on Anthony Elanga. And then they went. Toby says, why you they speak Yoruba, Olu? You are my younger brother's namesake. My name is Oluwa Toby. What's wrong in me speaking Yoruba? Toby, I hope this is not a complex. So Yoruba is our language now. I hope this is not the thing Nigerians do where they say, oh, Yoruba is Raz. I hope that's not your angle. I thought you were even trying to abuse me that my Yoruba is not good. Anyway, I'll let you clarify before I give my thoughts because me, I don't like anybody that looks down on their own language or things like that. I absolutely despise it. So I'd like to think that was not your thoughts. Bright Ogechuku says, I'm hearing Femi Aziz, Zadok, Uzo, and a couple more new players. Yeah, I can tell Bright joined late. Femi Aziz, definitely. Zadok, unlikely. He'll be playing league games. David Uzo, let's see. But I went through the report, so just scroll back to where we spoke about possible Unity Cup. This is why I put the overlay for you guys and I highlight it. So please appreciate the effort. Just go back and you see it. Da Vinci said, please make Lampard carry either Uche or Gift Urban. They both need a fresh start somewhere. But as you say, in the Prem, that's not a bad shout, you know. I never thought about that angle. I don't want Urban to go and play for a relegated team. Not after playing for one or a potential team that fights for relegation. But the Uche move, like Elvis said, yeah, Lampard carry Uche, won't be bad. Akko Adams, that's the one. Everton, Hill Dickinson Stadium. You can't be playing with Tierney Barry and Beto. Go and sign Akko Adams. Let him change your life. I'm sorry. Come on. Da Vinci said, Olu, I think this might be the year in the EPL where 40 points isn't safe for relegation. Too exciting. May our Black Brothers Nunes survive. I read something about that. Yes, there was one season in 2003 where West Ham United got 42 points, got relegated, but it's not something we see often. Usually, if you get 40 points, you're usually safe. But I still think Nottingham Forest and Leeds will be safe. The one team that need to watch their back is West Ham United, I have to say. Especially because their fixtures are not exactly easy, you know. And you have to say, if you isolate Tottenham's performances, they've looked much better under the Zerbi in these last 2 games. So there's a world where I can see them figuring things out. And you're right, 40 points may not be enough. But I also have a feeling that one of these 2 teams will not make it to 40 points. If I'm West Ham United, I will try my best to beat Brentford next week. Because obviously I'm hoping they lose to Arsenal. And their final 2 games are not easy. Newcastle away and Leeds at home. Well, current Newcastle, you fancy West Ham. But West Ham have not lost at the London Stadium since the beginning of January. So even me, I have a very weird feeling we may draw against West Ham. But that's why I want us to beat Fulham first. so that we can put the pressure on City when they play Everton and Bournemouth away. So let's see how those games go. Hey, Jackson, good to see you, my bro. How you been, Jackson? Good to see you, brother. Nice to have you back on. Hope you're well. Hope the family's good. FM, shout out to you, FM, man. I appreciate you. Da Vinci said, I also find it strange that Australia has never hosted a World Cup. They have hosted Cricket Rugby World Cup. It's not that strange, Da Vinci. Bro, I lived in Australia for 1 year when I was uni. That place is in the middle of nowhere. The time difference will be horrible. Horrible. I think they can eventually figure it out. But honestly, I think we should avoid World Cups for Australia as long as possible. They did bid to host the 2022 World Cup because I remember sitting down in my boarding school A-levels when FIFA and Sepp Blatter rigged the 2018 and 2022 bidding because England ran for the 2018 World Cup. I was so sure they would give the World Cup to England. So I sat down in front of my screen, so expectant. Of course, they gave the USA 2022, but I know Australia had a bid for that World Cup, but they did not get selected. For time difference reasons, on it, bro, I started wearing a sleeping mask when I lived in Australia because of the 2014 World Cup. I lived in Australia that year. I used to have to sleep at 5 p.m., wake up at midnight just to watch the World Cup. A World Cup in Australia, time difference-wise, would be shocking stuff, bro. And honestly, with the amount of money that's on offer, I can see why they allowed it happen for the women's, but I'll be surprised if it happens for the men's. The FIFA Men's World Cup is by far the most important sporting tournament of any kind, even the Olympics. Revenue-wise, numbers-wise, viewership-wise, country engagement-wise, there's nothing like it. So I think Australia is a bit too risky, if I'm being brutally honest. Maybe one day they'll give it to them if they can figure out the times. But when you're looking at this is a country with multiple time zones like the US. And I remember when I was in Australia, they're 8 hours ahead of us, bruh. Which means imagine them playing a match right now in Australia. They'll tell you the match is at 2 p.m. in, let's say they play 5 p.m. in Australia. That means you watch the match at 9 a.m. in the morning. I remember Korea, Japan now, when we were watching games in the morning. I remember the first time my parents allowed us miss church to watch was in Nigeria, Sweden. When Agawa scored, but we lost. It was in Nigeria, Argentina. That first game, we lost 1-0. So imagine that time, but add a couple more hours. That's Australia, Da Vinci. Let's see how it goes. But it's a great question. Great thought. Ogro, thank you for that. I forgot to mention, I saw the pictures. I was in the stadium and I saw the pictures today on Twitter. Guys, Ajabeta was in Istanbul, man. Man, I'll be honest with you guys. I don't even want to get too excited about this. I don't want to overthink this. But guys, if Victor Osimhen signs for Arsenal Football Club, this ground, this London will not contain us. What do you mean my country star player is my number 9 and the person in charge of scoring goals for me? Nah, let me not overdream too much. I'm trying my best. Me, I don't like to be disappointed. So I like to set my expectations. So let me just assume for now he's in Galatasaray. And Arteta is such a strong-headed individual. Because I've never seen a more Arteta-like striker. I don't know if you saw that tweet. Osimhen will do everything Arteta wants plus more. In fact, he will bully the Prem stupid. Don't get me gassed. Now that I know View9. Osimhen, in fact, as you said that, if Osimhen signs for Arsenal, Osimhen versus Haaland, machine for machine, year versus year, Saka will be back. Odegaard has shown me enough that I can live with him. Eze, King, we already know what's going on. So all the diaspora Nigerians that play for colonizer will now play with the real bagsman himself. I don't want to think about it too much. Don't get me gassed. I might even try and I'll try and fight for an Arsenal season ticket if I have to take out a loan. I'm telling you. But that would be amazing. But I saw the pictures of Better in the stadium. I will not lie to you. And if there's anything that I read somewhere that is something about a partnership between Arsenal and Galatasaray. But if it's for View9, all my enemies are suffering. No, how their plans have scatter. We will be there. FM FM says you get to interview Victor. No, not this time. It was good to just talk to him personally on a private one. The right opportunity will come, I'm sure, by God's grace. FM says NFW is big. Even Victor knows Omo. He saw me. He said, Oluna, you be this. I said, Victor knows my name. Talk to me nice. Talk to me nice. Charles, I agree. If Osimhen is gonna go, and also I really believe if Osimhen leaves Galatasaray, it will be this summer. If Osimhen does not leave Galatasaray this year, while he's 27, I can see him deciding to stay the rest of his career there. Because honestly, happiness in football matters. They are paying the wages you like. You are happy. You get to play Champions League. You win the title every year. I get it. But we know that he's a player capable of playing for the best And I think it would be a shame if his career ends and he's like, well, I could have played for the best teams in England. And I stayed in Turkey. I get the love. Honestly, the passion is incredible. The way these guys support their clubs, it makes the Emirates feel like a library. In fact, any English club, Anfield's atmosphere is nonsense compared to what I saw in Galatasaray, I'm telling you. So I get it from that love. Then they score a goal, everybody goes insane. It's like noise. But brother, England, the link to Nigeria is clear. This is the best league in the world for a reason. The engagement, the awareness, the viewership is like nothing else. Osimhen has already done one of the things his idol did. In fact, two of the things his idol Didier Drogba has done. Osimhen has played in the French league. Didier Drogba played for Marseille. Osimhen played for Lille. Didier Drogba played for Galatasaray. Osimhen has played for Galatasaray. But by far, the reason everybody remembers Didier Drogba is because of Chelsea and Champions League exploits and Premier League exploits. Nothing compares to Premier League cachet unless you play for Barcelona or Real Madrid. Yes, they will always have the Ballon d'Or players, Rivaldo, Neymar, Ronaldinho, these ones. Unless you play for Madrid or Barcelona, come and bring your talents to the Premier League. It's for a reason. Remember the guy last week that was trying to argue with us about people watching La Liga more in South America? And we looked at the stats and saw how ridiculous that statement was. So I would honestly love to see him in the Prem. Like, I'm so desperate to see Osimhen in the Prem. I don't even mind if he plays for any of my ops. I will go to Manchester to watch him. I will go to Stamford Bridge, even though it's so far away that they are box stadium. But you see Arsenal and V09. Hey, if Osimhen wins Premier League, Floor will not contain also. First Nigerian to win Prem since Victor Moses. And I don't think people are aware of the kind of talent we have on our hands. Osimhen is a generational Nigerian player. He's the only Nigerian player he's fighting battles with is Rashidi Yekini. He's going to break Yekini's record soon. Yes, needs to get close to Yekini's AFCON record. But Osimhen made amends last AFCON scoring 4. So he has 5 AFCON goals. He's 8 away from Yekini. Osimhen will still play at least another 3 AFCONs. So I have no doubt he will get close. World Cups is the one that matters the most. That's why I said that 2030 World Cup, we're getting it back in blood. But Osimhen, we need this guy. We need him so badly. I need him in the Prem. We take it for granted. We think because we're a big country, we don't have that many players playing for the absolute elite teams in football. I've been doing this podcast for 6 years? 7 seasons. So I know the kind of clubs our players have played for. There's a reason I used to love talking about Osimhen and Napoli. But even Napoli, that is a big club, is a slight tier below the Arsenals, Chelsea's, Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern, PSG now. PSG at that table now, for sure. Atletico at that table, yes, we'll add them. Dortmund too, because of their performances in Europe, for sure. So we need players playing for the best clubs in the world. We don't have enough, anywhere near enough. And I can see why Osimhen was staying in Galatasaray, because if you're in Turkey, everything is all Turkish. Galatasaray, like Gala. You may not even need to worry about anything else outside, especially having been there myself. Like, see the police presence just for the game. Then after the game, you see everybody was now saluting the president. I was even thinking he's the president of Turkey. But the president of Galatasaray, him too, was now doing like this. I didn't even know Andrea Betta was like 200 feet away from me, or maybe talking about V09. But anyway, if V09 plays for us now, God, let's not even get started. Let me not dream too much. Let's just say it will be life-changing for Osimhen and a lot of people. Let's just leave it at that. Yeah. Charles says, Olu, the way wildlife like snake been appearing in houses though? Where did that come from? LV said an official Arsenal hater. I don't want Osimhen to go because they may win the league with him. I'm glad you know. Da Vinci says, "Olu, is it possible for you to interview Zadok in Sweden?" I have come back to me and confirmed that they will do their best to see if they can arrange a short interview for me with Zadok. But they cannot guarantee if it will happen on the day of the match just because he's busy. So at the very least, I will try to do a mixed zone interview, like catch him in the mixed zone if I can. But honestly, like because of work, I'm probably just going to go to Sweden for the day as well. The match is at 2 p.m. I'll go and come back. So I may not necessarily be able to interview him. But if I am, I will definitely do my best. In fact, I'm talking directly to the AIK press officer. He has emailed me and confirmed what he can do for me. So let's see. And I'll do my best, brother. Da Vinci said if Bruno doesn't break assist record in EPL, then I know Thierry Henry the visit shrine. Law. Did he get an assist today? Let me check my FPL. Okay, go on assist. Is he on 20 now? It's like he's on 20 now. Lord, Adeola said he will start winning trophies. He will join us in winning trophies. Please, don't swear for me. I still have my Champions League and Prem to cash out. Ogro says the love he gets from Gala is the type of love we all want in our lives. He should stay if he feels that way, but if he wants to come to England, we'll also support. I hear you, but bro, this is why I like these statements. Guys, I showed Osimhen the video of when I went to watch him in Naples when he won the Scudetto. That's when he now joked that I should be coming more and more. Since it's good luck. Guys, the way Napolitans supported him is just like these Gala people. I know what my eyes saw. Me and my friend Tolu from AFCON, we were in Naples together. Osimhen murals everywhere. After Maradona, it was Osimhen and Kvaratskhelia everywhere in the city. He won them their third ever league title. I carried my Nigeria flag everywhere. Everybody said, Osimhen, Nigeria. The love was intense. But all I'm trying to remind you is it's still football. I hope they appreciate the fact that Osimhen has played for them when realistically, yes, they helped him last year, but he didn't need to sign for them for another year. And he's clearly happy. And he may stay there, to be honest. But if he moves, I believe for a player of his caliber to have gone there in his prime, they should give him the respect for the 2 years he served them and be very, very happy to give him their bless. They should be very happy to give him their blessings so he can move on. I would liken it to JJ Okocha's career. When JJ Okocha was playing football, when he was 23 years old, he left Eintracht Frankfurt and signed for Fenerbahçe for 2 years. In those 2 years alone, do you know that JJ Okocha was so prolific? He scored 30 goals in the league in 62 games. He made a mockery of the Turkish league in 1997 and 1998, just before the World Cup, before he signed for Paris Saint-Germain. Are you hearing me? And he stayed there for 2 seasons. He did not even win the league title for Fenerbahçe. He did not even win the league. He didn't win any trophy in Fenerbahçe. But guess what? Till today, you speak Fenerbahçe fans. Okocha. So I just hope that whatever happens, they give Osimhen the same respect, because for him to have played 2 years for Galatasaray in his prime, big respect. Look at the person I took a picture with yesterday. By the way, I'll post everything on the social channels. I got Leroy Sané on pictures as well. Leroy Sané has gotten his Premier Leagues, gotten his Bundesligas. Now he's chilling in Gala and loving life. But he has done the winning in the top 5 leagues. Osimhen has also done his own at Naples. So come and do your own Prem too, like Sané. Do you know why everybody respects Sané? Look at that clip that was going viral yesterday of Pete Santi asking Sané to call Pep. I was literally stood beside them as it was happening. I didn't realize. But the reason why that clip went viral is because Sané played in the Prem for Pep's all-conquering team. So, VO9, I hope we see you in the Prem. But look, either way, we're grateful and we appreciate you. Me, I care more about what he does for Nigeria. But can you imagine Osimhen playing for Arsenal Football Club? Wow, that would be amazing for me. That would be amazing for me. Exactly. Win back-to-back AFCON. That next AFCON, anything but winning is failure. We have come third, we have come second. We have a stable manager. We have as talented a pool of players as any other team in Africa. We are playing in Tikpamuja land. It's in the summer, so no distractions for any players. And also, it's an Anglophone country with decent weather. It's not even as hot as West Africa. So I do not want to hear any excuses. And it's the least we deserve to make up for missing out on the World Cup. Because I'm sure the players are so upset about missing the World Cup. But we'll see how things shake out. Charles said, I was talking about Australia. Oh, wildlife stick. No, every time I hear people talk about Australia and wildlife, it's always over exaggerated. Guys, I call Australia the land of milk and honey. You know, in the Bible, they say you trek 40 days and 40 nights. Australia, you will fly in the air for like 24 hours. But when you reach there, you see why everybody's happy there. Good night, mate. The sun is sunning. Everything is beautiful. They're just happy. You can work in McDonald's and be getting paid $25 an hour. The standard of living is quality. Honestly, I had a great time. I worked for 1 week when I was in Australia. They paid me over 1,000 Australian dollars. Enough money to buy a MacBook. Shout out Australia, man. I have a soft spot for that country every time. Even the World Cups, I wish them well. They treat me with so much love. I wouldn't live there because there's not enough black people for my liking. Like, you really stand out. But they're nice people. And if you're a sweller, and I mean, me, I love all races of people, but I like being in environments where my kind are around as well. But if you don't mind that, Australia, amazing place, 100%. Okay, so Bruno has 19 assists now, so one more. Okay. Charles, I think you'll get it, man. Osimhen is a very motivated player, and he sees everything. I think one of the things people take Osimhen for granted, Osimhen watches everything. He sees what's going on all the time. He's very tapped in. Tapped in. So amazing to see, and let's see how it goes. I agree, Adela, we have to win the World Cup. Charles also says, Xavi Simon's out of the World Cup. Rodrigo, Hugo Kitike, Yamal. Who do you think will win the World Cup? One thing I'll caveat is every year before the World Cup, a few players get injured for the World Cup. It happens every year. It's because social media, I think, obviously, we're playing more games, so the pressure on clubs is more. My World Cup winners, I did a prediction. I initially predicted Spain, to be honest. But I think if Yamal plays, it makes a big difference. My predictions had Spain and France playing one semi-final, and the other one had Argentina, Brazil. But there's a world where England will beat Brazil in a quarterfinal, and it will be Argentina versus England in a semi-final. But then also, England may end up playing a round of 16 tie against Mexico at the Azteca. And look, I respect England, but people know me. I know it's funny because I'm a citizen, but my feelings on the Three Lions are very well noted. And I would like to see England have to play a pressure cooker tie at the Azteca against Mexico and see if they sink or swim. This is not Slovakia where Bellingham can score a last-minute goal for you. I mean, to be fair, the Mexican team is not as good right now. But I'm telling you, if there's 70,000 Mexicanos going crazy in a match between Mexico and England, I think England may shit their pants, especially the way they're playing right now. So I guess I say all this to say I think France or Spain will win it, but I also think Argentina will do a very, very good job again. Argentina are the most club-like international side in football. The vast majority of their players have been playing together for the last 6, 7, 8 years. It's incredible. If you see the way they defeated the nonsense of South American opposition in qualifying, and also South American qualifying is by far the toughest. That's why while everybody is now playing hard friendlies, you can see Argentina are playing Aruba, Zambia, all these weird teams. It's because in their mind, they've done the hard work. Do you get what I'm saying? Because when you have to play 9 home games, 9 away games against all 9 opponents in South America, yourself, you know you're battle tested. And you play these qualifiers over 3 years. Nah. But for now, let me stick with Spain with Yamal. But I also think France have an exceptional chance. It just depends on how it goes. But my dark horse, I know we're mad at them, but Morocco and Senegal. There's a world where Morocco play Netherlands and beat them and make it to the quarterfinal before they then lose to France again. And Senegal, there's a collision course where I can see Senegal playing Brazil. And if Brazil do not take time on a particular day, I think they could be very surprised. Yes, they beat Senegal 2-0 in a friendly game a few months ago, but Brazil and shitting their pants. This current Brazil, like I said, if Brazil don't win this World Cup, it will officially be the longest time between World Cup wins for Brazil. And honestly, if they don't win it this year, they may never win it again. I know that sounds crazy, but the way the Europeans are coming, even the African teams, obviously Brazil may win it again. But you get my point. Something is clearly lacking somewhere. Portugal as well. Thank you, LV. Let me not forget. Portugal, in my opinion, I've done my brackets. I'll release it before the World Cup. Maybe I'll do another one just before the World Cup. Portugal are going to play Argentina in the quarterfinals. Mark my words. Unless one of the teams fails to finish first. We're going to get Ronaldo Messi in the quarterfinal. Now, if Portugal win that game against Argentina, I can see a world where Portugal make it all the way to the final. But all the teams I've mentioned are the teams I can see in the mix or the mixer anyway. So thanks for that. I completely forgot about Portugal. Thanks for that reminder. So let's see how it goes. But yeah, Deola, you're right. We have to win AFCON for sure. Toby Wells, I need to admit, I need to watch David Uzo play more. I haven't watched him enough. But I know that he was very highly touted at Crystal Palace. And I like the glowing reference. So let's see how he plays. And like Elvi said, I would love to see Mexico play England. I'll even go and buy what's that big Mexico hat thing? A sombrero. Maybe I know Mexico. I'm sure Adidas give them some lick kit. Maybe I'll buy it. And then finally, Charles says, Olu, we have to make a big comeback after 5 years of disgrace. Super Eagles has been disrespected globally. So win back to back and take Nigeria to the 2030 World Cup finals. If possible, win. My brother, we're on the same page. I genuinely believe if we had the right infrastructure, I'll be honest with you guys. If we had the right infrastructure, if you give us all the facilities, let's not even use England. Give us all the facilities Austria have right now. Austria. Nigeria will be perennial World Cup contenders. 100%. Facilities, league system, everything. No corruption. A viable league, an entire industry in the country. I'm telling you, we'll do it. Charles, like you said, but Eric Shell already mentioned the importance of ranking for those two games. So I'm sure we'll play our best. Lord, Charles said, DRC said he'll say Ronaldo cry. World Cup no be my mouth now. Qualifying for World Cup is one thing. How you perform is different. Ask Tunisia. Tunisia go to World Cup every year and stink it up every 4 years. In fact, thank God they finally won a game against France in the last AFCON, last World Cup, even though they went out. DRC, they don't know what 54 years is. In fact, I'm so sure Portugal will give them like 3. Colombia might be tricky, but I still think Colombia will flog them, especially with how many Colombians are in America. Uzbekistan, if they reject Uzbekistan, they'll be very shocked. Asian teams are perennially underrated and they're very, very organized. Uzbekistan absolutely walked qualification for the World Cup. In fact, it was such a monumental achievement. The president gave every single member of the Uzbekistan team a brand new car and a brand new house. They even drove the cars into the stadium and paraded it. That's how big of a moment it was for Uzbekistan. If Congo are not serious, they may even draw against Uzbekistan or lose. But we'll see. I want African teams to do well, but the World Cup is a big, big deal. So let's see. And let's get it. Okay, let's end the podcast, man. Sheung, I'll give you the floor for 5 minutes. So, no, 3. My legs hurts. What's up, Sheung? How are you?
What's up, my brother? How you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you? Congratulations on the FA Cup final.
Thank you. Thank you. To them, think about Chelsea now. I'm talking about the World Cup and Nigerian football. Tell them what I hear me.
I can hear you, yeah.
Tell them about this NFF and their issue. Remember, I have not signed contract to. I have contract not yet sort out to. I share contract.
I
Still
know.
pending,
Serious pending.
Just 6 months now. That's important to me. Get
I
him a
agree.
time. Anytime I sign a contract for us, I will keep him. That's the best thing. Apart from going to work, I think between Chelsea, Cape Verde, Egypt, they're flogging like mad.
I think Egypt to do well, actually. That group is easy.
They
But
will
you're right.
choke like
Cape
biscuit.
Verde, Tunisia.
Egypt are very funny. Because one, they play with you only play passion without tactics. Their minds are full of passion, no tactics at all. We go and when they play in Afcon. They play passion, without skill, without no tactics. That they play against the big team, they suffer. For Cape Verde, they did not play at all. Their keeper only play for the keeper. So for Congo, I think that they're two defense my liking.
Yeah, they have one guy
Congo,
at Benfica, but
they defend that.
they have one guy at Benfica, but that's it. And you're right, playing Uruguay and Spain, I think is gonna be hard. The one thing that saves
It's a
Egypt,
bit
because I like your
so.
point, but they are lucky because they play in a group with Belgium, Iran, and I think New Zealand. So I think they should be all right.
There are Belgium. Iran is very tricky. Iran is very tricky, very tricky. So or maybe yeah, I like to pen me. Yeah, it depends now. But for Congo now, see, they are two different from like it. They are two different things. They don't go for like that. They don't score like that. They depend on defense too much. Then they go on this man side, they suffer. And for other countries like Senegal and Morocco will because they change their manager, I think there's something missing there. The farm manager understand what the play a big thing. Understand? But this man, they have not seen play. As I'm playing against Ecuador in the same matches, he struggled a lot. So the manager between what person, think I find a better chance. Could just are very good, but that quality wingers in a mad Madialo, Yomande, I don't
Yomade,
like what they play for
Bazumana
them.
Toure. In fact, I have a feeling
Um,
they're going to play each other. I have a
very
my
good.
my
They are
my
very
link has every Coast and Senegal playing each other in round of 32.
Cote d'Ivoire will not start, but Senegal experience to play. I don't expect them in the manager. Which manager? This manager are rookies. The I prefer Fire and Capture. They are rookies, so that's why I call them. They play against a country like Cote d'Ivoire can take on Belgium easily. They
I
can take
agree.
They can take England too. I find England scored. The way they play football now, that's much set up. Don't can't fit England at all. Not possible. Let's see 5 again. Not like 4-3-3. Someone just play 5-3-2. And either one of Morgan or Kupama. One has to drop to the bench. To start with this guy, Julian. So because of that, I think Nana very, very suspect too. And
I think
finally,
I'll be
Brazil.
honest. I think England's entire World Cup is reliant on one man and one man only.
Who is that man? Who is
Harry
that
Kane.
man?
Harry Kane.
But again, I played of body I played of Australia.
But you get my point. If Harry Kane does not play well, England are finished. Nobody's
They
going to
are
score the
go,
goal.
they are done. For me, find out about Bradley. I think Bradley surprised on this tournament. Anytime so for that World Cup. They don't know the but this Bradley side, something is missing there. They have lost their identity.
Exactly.
They're
And I
they're
think
playing like they're playing like European football. They're playing like European now. That's the difference between them and Argentina. And then they now focus and keep their identity together. Play football. That's what they keep. They play now. They play like European football now. How
I
they
know what
play.
you mean.
And they
And
have
even
problem with
hiring
their defense.
Ancelotti is more like hope of like, oh, things have gone wrong.
Yeah,
Because their World Cup qualifiers were so
yeah.
disastrous.
So
Their World Cup qualifiers were so bad.
yes. Look
They
at
lost like 7 or 8 games.
and also
So that's why I
and
say
also
Brazil's step factor is
their
gone.
because they don't feel well. Even because most of the players come to Europe now. People like us, no, normally people like us start 1 week. They will stay in Brazil for like 2 5 they be 20 years old when they come to Europe. But now at 17 they're here already. So the Brazilian culture have left them. They're not trying to play like European football. The way robotic ball, what they play, say yeah, don't do skill, don't that what they play now. But that time we have this guy, national skill like that time. But now so robotic football. That's the only play that really shows initial disappointment for me. And as for France, France are the best in Europe, best in they are the best tournament, the best in tournament, best because they are very strong. They have give us 14 together. So for me, I call winner between France and Argentina. That's nice. That's nice. They win. We
I
want to win the
appreciate
cup.
that. I think they'll be there or thereabouts. So let's see.
That's it. That.
All right, any
So
final
let's talk
words?
about on Thursday. Final word on Chelsea. I think let's see that now with make it simple coaching, we can play well. And I think that for me, this is already. Let's focus on season. FA Cup not sure forward, but anytime anybody in the final, but anytime you Chelsea winning. Anytime no final, anybody in the Cup final winning. Then World Cup winning. So anytime anybody in the final, they're winning the cup. That's the part. So final Man City, let's not talk about last season. Man City lost to Crystal Palace, Man in the final. In the FA Cup final, let's Crystal Palace in the FA. Last two season, Man City have lost the FA Cup final to Man U and Crystal Palace. So they can lose to Chelsea too. It doesn't matter.
Nah, I feel you'll be interesting. Let's see how you get on. And good luck, my bro. Let's see how you end the season.
No, no, my own love.
One love always, man. Have a good evening, Sheil. All right, my beautiful people. Sorry, that was a bit of a long one. I'm gonna rest my legs before they burn. Shout out to Tunde from Dallas. He said, please tell NFF to give Super Eagles a standard stadium where they can be playing their whole home games. I would suggest the stadium in Lagos. Trust me, Tunde. Every 2 weeks, I mention this at least one time. Nobody is more upset about this fact than me. It blows my mind that we don't have a world-class stadium in Lagos for our national team. Mind-numbingly blows my mind, honestly. It really does. But hopefully, I hope they get the message and sort things out. LV, exactly, Hurricane. No Hurricane, no party for England. And Olive Dike Ocha, I appreciate you always. Guys, please listen to Olive, like the video. Thank you. I think we're up to 50 plus now. So I just want to say a big thank you to everybody. First of all, just to round up, like I say, a big thank you again to everybody. I do not take the community for granted. Whether you like it or not, watch out for the match day vlog. I have a lot of content from Istanbul. Because of you guys, we can get passes to watch the biggest derby in Turkey and one of the fiercest derbies in the world. Proofs in the puds. All because of you guys. All because of the channel. Victor Osimhen knows our name. He's saying, Olu, I see all the work you do. And I appreciate all the support. Please keep it up. It's all down to you guys. Look at that. Victor Osimhen signature live. This one no be fake news. This one no be FIFA live. Live. I'm never wearing this shit. I'm gonna just frame it and probably hang it there. But if he ends up playing for us now, we'll frame two. But I just want to say this is just the culmination. Yes, I appreciate a lot of what I do is hard work. We do the research, we come online, we get the equipment, we pay for all the software. I have to give my time, I have to try and make the show work in a way. But I want to say it's back to the community. If you guys do not show me love and don't watch or do not like the videos, do not share, do not subscribe, do not take the time out of your days to come and listen, none of this would have happened. So I just want to end the podcast and just say a big, big thank you again to everybody. I'm trying my best in my end. Like I said, I have a day job. This is also my side project. I do it for the love of Nigeria. But you guys make it worth it every time I jump on and I see the support and I see the comments and I see us engage and have a fruitful discussion. It really warms my heart. Even with us missing the World Cup, we can still have this kind of community and still grow the channel and just have an audience where we can all speak about our love for our country and football and club channels. So I want to say a big thank you yet again. I know someone will come and laugh at me that Oli, you're always thanking everybody. But I don't think I can stress how much it means to me that Nigeria's best player knows my name. Not that I said, hi, my name is Olu. He knew it. He follows Olu on Instagram. Out of all the people in the world, he took his time to meet me, take his time, sign the jersey, talk about games, talk about the future, even help me get a taxi to go back to the airport. Our star striker. Nah, it's all because of the community. So don't let me get emotional. When I was even getting to the airport and leaving, I was like, man, God, I know there's tough times, but whatever I'm doing, I know I'm doing the work, but the way things are now aligning and making things work out, what's a very easy. I just want to thank you. I almost shed like 3 tears, man, because I couldn't believe the opportunity and the way the day went. So I just want to point all back to the community. Yes, no super chat this week, but it's okay. I have been super chatted by the one and only So honestly, I just want to say a big thank you for giving me the view. Like I said, for 5 years, I was doing this podcast just by myself, talking into thin air, 100 views maybe. And it's you guys that have made it become what it is. It's not even anything yet. But there's a reason YouTube keep inviting me to these live stream boot camps and telling me that my channel is doing well and I have a community manager. Who would have expected all of this? So I just want to say a big thank to everybody. And I'll just give a hint about my next employer here, which I'm very excited and I just want to thank God for everything. So really, 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 really thank you to the community. I will continue to find the balance of how I can make these things shake out. If we need to make the Thursday shows a pre-recorded show, I will communicate that to you. Members, I have not forgotten you. I'm still thinking of the right perks because the Wednesday live streams was not working out. Only Jackson would join every week, and it was too much of a time commitment. So I'm always open to suggestions. You guys have my email, olu@nigeriaforwiki.com. I'm listening to everybody. I want to get everybody's thoughts. And I just want to say a big thank to everybody. Olive, thank you so much for the kind words. This is how you getting on with your new job. Very well, thank you. In fact, God has opened some more doors for me. So it looks like we're finally in a road that in one of my dream companies. This company I tweeted 8 years ago that I'll work for them one day. And the best clue is very simple. The same way I love football, music is my second passion in the world. I'm probably one of those guys that's gone to like 200 concerts. So I think that gives away the blessing that's on the way. So we thank God for renewed growth and for everything that's coming. Everybody enjoy the football. Arsenal enemies, enjoy the game on Wednesday. I don't think you're going to be lucky though. But of course, enjoy the neutral game tomorrow. And we wish Lukman all the best. I'm so excited for this running. And guys, the sun has started coming out in the UK. So, we're finally away from the bad times and we can now breathe some clean air again. So just excited for what's to come. Thanks for all the support. We're going to continue coming. I will never let you guys down. We will bring this content your way in any way, shape, or form that we have to bring it to you. But I just want to say a big thank to everybody. And of course, LV is going to say, let's go win. My United fan. Don't worry, we'll see you in the Champions League next year. We'll see how you can perform, LV. That'll be nice. But honestly, guys, I hope you feel the sincerity in my thoughts and just how grateful I am for everything you guys have been able to do, or the way you're helping. Is a team effort. Let's put it that way. Me and you guys. So thank you so much, community. It means the world, and I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, enjoy the ball. Let's go and see the end of Monday Night Football. I think Jules Hall is the guest today, so I'm actually excited to see what he has to say. He scored 10 goals in the league. Jules Hall's kind of player that could definitely. It's so funny Chelsea threw him away because they could do a song with that kind of character. But anyway, love for the love, my people. I'll see you on the next episode of the podcast. It's been a great week. And next week, may even bigger and better things. Hopefully, Premier League title on the way. And of course, Unity Press Pass. Unity Cup Press Pass and a lot to watch. But enjoy the football over the midweek, especially the Champions League games. And I'll see you on the live stream episode on Thursday. Until next time, I'll be also okay. Remember, our social media channels are right here. You could also watch us on Spotify. You can watch us on Apple. You can listen to us on Amazon Music. You can listen to us on Audio Mac and anywhere else that has a DSP. Thank you once again, guys. And I'll see you on the next episode of the podcast. Take care. Peace out and ciao. Ciao.